Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only podcast that has nothing to celebrate today. I'm your host, Ryan Knightsey. With me, as always, I had no idea what I was going to say today, Scotty, but I read some upsetting things right before I got online, so it was in my head. I'm your host, Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing on this fine Tuesday night?
I'm doing well. A lot of wrestling over the past week.
Oh boy, how was there?
You know, a lot of wrestling, but
a lot of wrestling, folks.
It's been mostly good, so that's been nice. You know, some bad, but some good. I'm happier with wrestling than I am upset with it, so I consider that a victory.
Yeah,
I was watching Japanese wrestling and not American wrestling.
That's true. I'm excited to do the year in review show next week because, at least with for sure one company, there's so much to talk about, with New Japan. I don't know why I said tease people by saying one company. There's so much change that they're presenting with New Japan for the new year. So that's so fascinating to discuss. We'll fair, touch a little bit on it, but
I think we have to touch a lot on New Japan today anyways.
Yes. Well, I think we'll discuss more next week, probably. Well, I don't know about more, but we'll discuss it. We'll discuss a good amount.
My problem with, and I guess this isn't a problem, but my thing with New Japan every year is this happens every year. Except for last year. But most years there's genuine excitement, right? At the beginning of the year for the promotion. But this does feel like reasonable excitement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which is nice. I think there's reason to be excited about it this time around rather than lying to yourself that oh, it'll all be fine. Which is fascinating because we're going to talk about the retirement of their greatest star, but I do think there is a lot to be, I don't know if I want to say the word excited, but at least intrigued about, which is honestly all you can really ask for, especially for a promotion that needs to change now and has nothing to lean on. I think that's a big part of it. It's there's nothing to lean on now. So it's exciting in many ways, but it's also scary, intriguing, all the adjectives you feel like thinking of today.
Yeah, it's something that we'll definitely talk about a little bit today, just because there are some changes that comes in effect immediately. We'll talk about a little bit more next week. Also, because I think just there needs to be a little time to see what it is, because I think a lot of the changes that we've immediately seen in terms of New Japan's scope, Scotty, are, I guess you could say, visual changes, right? Titles and to a degree keeping wrestlers. That's a good one. There's keeping wrestlers, two in particular, that get me juiced and amped. But at the same time, and by juice I mean they rehired Juice Robinson. And and I also think that it's a question of, are these all just sort of visual and sort of different arms that are maintaining things, or is there going to be a little bit more under the hood, behind the scenes adjustments? And I think that remains to be seen, I guess, probably. But
I mean, I will say this before we obviously get to the whole show. I am naturally more excited about New Japan post Wrestle Kingdom than I was before.
A massive improvement, I'll say.
Right, because before it, I was I don't know, man. A lot of things got to work here, and I'm not even gonna sit here and call it a perfect show.
No,
but it did no. I could point to a few things why it's not, but I can also point to a few things why everything is way more exciting than it was a week ago when we previewed it. So
yeah, I think ultimately, in a lot of ways, what they needed, what New Japan needed, is they needed the vibes to shift for a long time. They obviously struggled with that for a good long while, and I do think that this show, Wrestle Kingdom, has effectively shifted some vibes. Now, again, the question is obviously whether or not that gets maintained, but that's the long term. And I think hopefully maybe we can get a better idea of that next week when we talk about sort of the year review sort of what we're looking forward to in these various companies. But I guess without further ado, we'll start off with the show. We do have a bang lineup for you folks. Obviously, big time week in Japan with all their New Year shows, end of year, New Year shows. We obviously going to talk about Wrestle Kingdom 21st and what a show that was. But of course, we'll talk about Noah's New Year show and Nippon Budokan. We'll talk about Marigold's first stream. And I know we planned to talk about all Japan, but both of us weren't able to get to it. But I do know that main event, Kenta Miyahara and Yuma Anzai, supposedly extremely great. I think last saw Cage Match was over 9 rated.
Classic All Japan. Well, the main event was good.
The main event. Who was in the main event? Kenta Miyahara and Yuma Anzai. Well, yeah, of course that was good.
Yeah. Don't worry. They're following it up big time. I don't know if you saw the Triple Crown matches now.
I have not. Can you please let me know?
It's Kenta Miyahara versus Talos. So if that doesn't get your gears going, I don't know what does.
Look, there is like a weird. It doesn't get my gears going. Let me say that up top. It does not get my gears going.
Let me preface this.
Let me preface before you tell me that I'm upset. Let me tell you why I'm not upset. Okay, it doesn't get my gears going, Scotty. But it does get the sort of like knowing that Kenta Miyahara is like a big Hulk Hogan fan. It does get like the Monster of the Week like sort of vibe brewing in my brain, where it's like, I don't think it's gonna be a good match, but there's something here that I think they could figure out.
Listen, it could have been a Saito, and that would have been worse. So
look, they have had good matches in the past, I will say, but yeah, that's fair.
They have to rinse and repeat so many of their matches,
exactly.
Like. There's only so much they can do. That's why I can't wait to not talk about All Japan today.
Well, the good news is we're not going to talk about New Japan. Sorry, we're not going to talk about All Japan.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. We're going to talk about New Japan up first. We're going to go in sort of reverse timeline order here. So, of course,
Big Dog.
We're going to talk about the big dog. New Japan. Wrestle Kingdom 20 in the Tokyo Dome. Sold out. 46913 was your attendance. 46,000 in attendance. Obviously aired on TV Asahi. I think I saw Dave say
3.5 million
3.5 million viewed on TV Asahi, which he said, and because he was like, he went on and said perspective wise, because Japan has a smaller
population,
thank you, as the America. He said it'd basically be like if 10 million, I think a little over 10 million people viewed Wrestle Kingdom. Which would be extremely great. Pretty great.
Yeah. The idea was if like WWE or AEW like ever had a good number, like if they had 10 million people watching at once, which I'm not worried about that happening anytime soon for either of them.
How much?
But it's incredible.
Let me see. How much do like the Super Bowl and all these sort of things have? That's my question. Let's see.
I mean, the Super Bowl has like 50 million.
Oh yeah. Well, also these are listed as ratings, and I don't know if that's. No. I don't think the rating is listed in the 10 millions. I think it's just a whatever it is.
And no. Let's talk about the show though, huh?
Let's talk about the goddamn show, folks. Obviously, this was Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement program, but we had a bunch of show to get to. I feel like we should just
start from the bottom. Don't start with Tanahashi.
Okay, well, we'll start at the bottom of the card and work our way up.
Let's start off with stink out of the way.
Let's get some stink out of the way. Pre-show tag team match, some Young Lions, not really stinky, just a Young Lion tag team match that I thought was pretty good, and then another pre-show match, New Japan World TV title match. El Phantasmo successfully retains against Chris Brooks. I thought both of these were both aggressively fine. Scotty?
Phantasmo versus Chris Brooks was a match that happened for sure.
It was 100% a match that happened.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
A match where it's just like, man, again, I think I said it in the preview, where it's just like El Phantasmo. This guy used to have the juice. And obviously a lot of things.
A lot of people had high hopes for El Phantasmo.
A lot of people had massive high hopes for El Phantasmo. And again, like I said, a lot of things have gotten in his personal life, have changed his personal life. So I understand a lot of the stops and starts, but it's this. I watching this match, and I rated this match, just so you know, Scotty, less than the Young Lion one. And
I
it
mean,
was a lot of it was
yeah.
just like me watching this and be like, I don't feel anything for these guys.
No,
That's
no,
which
no.
stinks.
I actually asked myself, why is this on Wrestle Kingdom?
Well, what
I
did
said,
you,
well,
technically it was the pre-show, Scotty,
I
so
said,
we're in the
yeah,
clear.
but it still happened in front of a sold out Tokyo Dome. No
Mhm.
matter how you slice it, that did happen.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, these were two aggressively fine matches, I would say.
Speaking of
Um,
aggressively fine,
and then next up, we had the never open weight 6-man tag team title Rambo match, where everyone
with
came
the
out.
dumbest rules of all time.
Which are what you can be eliminated. You come in. It's like a Royal Rumble where you come in with your. It's a
Yeah,
trios teams.
yeah,
They're all coming in.
yeah,
They can. You can be pinned or submitted to be eliminated, but you can also be thrown over the top rope to be eliminated. If I'm not mistaken.
yeah. And if one of you are thrown over the top rope, the whole team's out.
Correct. Which I believe happened at one point with Uemura. I want to say
Yeah, yeah.
where
He
he
got
went.
eliminated.
He himself went over the top rope and ended up eliminating his entire team. If I
Him and
recall.
Taichi went over together,
Yeah.
and it looked like you were more like kind of shouldn't have. Because I remember it happening. I was like, hold on. They built this entire match around the DDT Takechi fella, right?
Mhm.
And he was in there for like maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like this match
I
was
don't
a
remember a
full.
single spot.
No, he did hit the dance though. Like I don't know if anyone saw the entrance. His entrance was electric. He had the entire band, the Rampage, out there. So that was fun.
Oh, what is this? Mark
Oh,
Henry?
by the way, I think it's incredible that the Nepo baby now wears a diaper for gear. Did you see that Shota Umino gear? I was like, this dude's wearing a diaper. This is crazy. I was like, he is living up to Nepo Baby 101. He is a little baby now. I was like, holy, who let that
I gotta
happen?
see if I can find a picture of Shota Umino.
It's awful. It's so bad. It's the worst gear I've ever seen. Like he looks like he's wearing a diaper. You know what was the problem with this match besides like a lot of people being in it that shouldn't have been?
Yeah, ultimately this match kind of stunk. Was a
Yeah,
little
like
stinky. But it
no
was a
one.
Rambo, so it's like I'm expecting a little stinky, but it
Yeah,
was just
no
whatever.
one got to shine. It got a 2 out of me because Hartley Jackson won, and I was happy for him.
I went 1 3/4, so practically the same here.
That's what I went for the TV title match. So same thing.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
I
So
was like, was I happier
what
at
was
the end of this
the
one?
thing about this? You were saying
Oh, that I was happy that Harley Jackson won?
no, you were saying something else, and then I cut you
Oh,
off.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the problem with this match is, like, it was in all of it was an entrance.
Yes,
Like, yeah, that was the match. Like,
which
an
I
entrance.
mean, technically we knew like that's what the Rambo was, and I don't know why it felt
But it's
more
like,
like that way. Maybe
imagine
it's three
doing the
people.
Royal Rumble. Imagine doing the Royal Rumble with a WrestleMania ramp. Like, that's how I felt this
Yeah,
was, you know? Um,
yeah. I'm looking at Shota Umino's gear right now. It's pretty white.
it's a
Um,
diaper, bro.
it's a diaper. Yeah. Yuta Ice,
It's
man,
a
he's so
diaper.
cool. I'm just looking at pictures of like Yuta Ice. This guy's so
Yeah, I
cool.
feel like I feel like Yudo Ice and Shota Umino are like the complete opposite humans.
Well, speaking of, also, I'm just looking at other people's gear. Yo, yo, dressed up like
It was
Toriano.
so funny though. Like that popped me good. I was like, well, you know what? Screw it. Who cares? You know, like you're doing this for the one time. Yeah,
That's
no,
fair.
I'm happy with the winners. Hartley, Oiwa, and Zach. I think that's a cool trio. Really cool moment for Hartley Jackson, who's obviously been at it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Um, so that was my Rambo takes.
Is there any thoughts about continued thoughts? We started talking about in the preview, but just like Zack Sabre Jr. here and Hiroki Goto in these spots. Is there any lasting thoughts?
Um,
I think it was
Zack
fine.
Sabre Jr.
He did a good
deserves it.
job.
Hiroki Goto deserved a better spot. Zack
Yeah,
Sabre Jr. deserves this after that main event last year. That's all I'm saying.
the Shota Umino one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Buddy, you think I remember the Ricochet one? That is definitely a professional wrestling match that happened. I have no memory of that.
He was in this match, and maybe it's worth talking about it. Sonata obviously was in this match. Then was the next night on New Year's Dash where he came out with a guitar that said basically goodbye New Japan. He is apparently set to go on a
Leave.
leave of absence, indefinite leave of absence. So appears to be gone. There's like this other like free agency conversation with House of Torture. I think that's all storyline. But Sonata looks to be like legit taking a leave of absence. So do we have any thoughts about that with Sonata potentially actually leaving New Japan?
I hope he's taking the time to finally get surgery.
Yeah, I imagine that's what he's doing.
Yeah, like this guy has been wrestling hurt for 3 years now. Since he's been hurt since his main event match.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's years ago now. Sorry, is that 2 years ago?
I think it was 2.
Okay, feels
it could be
longer,
3.
yeah.
I mean, now that we're in the new year and I don't know
Yeah,
anymore.
I think 2020.
I want to say it was
24. Yeah, it was
Naito and Sonata.
Yeah, he's been hurt for 2 years. So like go take your time, buddy. You're not needed right now. His entrance gear was hysterical though.
Oh yeah.
So it's like this guy went from like boring main eventer to the funniest undercard wrestler of all time. I was like, you see those boots? Of course he is.
Do we think he's like just leaving for surgery and healing and whatnot, or do we think he's leaving the company?
I mean, he is the student of Muto. So him leaving would not stun me. I think him leaving
and good friend of Naito.
I think that is a fascinating conversation. All the friends of Naito are either saying I'm going to work other places more or are rumored to be leaving, and I think that's very interesting. Like Hiromu's like, yeah, I'm going to do some more Noah.
Hiromu is like one step out the door practically.
And Shingo's like, I'm going to do some more outside dates. And Evil's rumored to be shopping himself around, and as he should after that Aaron Wolf match. But he should be making more money than anyone in this company. And then Sonata is obviously up for discussion. So I think it's fascinating that like everyone that's ever been connected to Naito, like big time in this company, is like, well, maybe we're not really here that much.
Yeah, I think that's a conversation certainly more for next week, just to go look for the next
in time
to see how also things play out. Because like I said, I do think the Evil thing is a work probably. Hiromu
that company would crumble. Like this is not me being like Evil supporter. That company would crumble if he left.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was also going to say is that we know that Evil is also a trainer, so it's like
Evil's.
I think to a degree that's why I think it's a work because he's pot committed to it.
Evil's essentially the guy that stands up for the young guys.
Yeah,
if he leaves, oh no.
Yeah, Hiromu, he's Gabe Kidden over in Noah. Sonata, he's probably injured. Who knows?
I haven't.
Shingo, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He could just be anywhere.
The dragon is calling, buddy. Let me tell you, Shingo. The Dragon Gate has like the worst road champion in professional wrestling. Go fix that.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously the question. If anyone is going to like leave Japan, it could be like easily Shingo.
That's true. If you wanted to go US,
yeah, AEW would 100% be like, we would like to sign you.
Yeah, I have a funny AEW joke later.
I mean, I don't know when you're
going. Are we going to talk to your dash?
We can. It wasn't on the docket.
Okay, then I'm definitely gonna. Well, I didn't watch it all. I'm just gonna say it now because I didn't watch all of it. So Will Ospreay obviously like kind of returned and did a promo on that show. And I said to myself, man, it's kind of funny how many AEW wrestlers love to return in New Japan and not AEW. Like hilarious. Kenny last year, right? He came back in New Japan. That was his return.
Yeah.
Ospreay, and then like I'd argue Okada came back.
Sure. Well, to be fair to Ospreay, he was in town for Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement.
He's doing an angle.
I don't know what the angle is.
He's wrestling Cal Newman. I think that's
that would make sense for him to come back. That's the other thing too. It's very Kenny code in the sense of like coming back after like surgeries and all this stuff, as a way to like almost test yourself before you go over to America.
Which is funny because like, I mean, Ospreay doesn't, but like most guys work a little slower in America. Ospreay doesn't, so I guess that is really him testing. But he did say
how he's gonna, he can't work slower against the Prince of Pace, Scotty. What are you talking about?
Oh, I know. I will say this about Ospreay. He did make it clear, like I plan to be back here. Like when I'm healthy, I want to wrestle more than once a year here. So I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I think all these guys are eventually working in New Japan.
Is if New Japan had the money these people would be working there way more, if not full time still, because I
Mhm.
think like that's the biggest reason. I think like a lot of these guys miss the storytelling and just the version of Japanese wrestling, and
Yeah.
obviously New Japan's where they grew up. I don't even know if that's like an AEW thing. It's just more so like
I think it's like
the
American versus Japan wrestling styles because I think these guys, I think Omega, Okada, Osprey. I don't know about
yeah.
Okada, but certainly like
I would
Omega,
say Okada.
Osprey.
No,
They
I would say
are
Okada after this
they are
show.
like pure like wrestling wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
They love it for the love of the game, right? Um, these and I always say I'm not unsure about Okada's because Okada, I feel like he likes the TV. Feel like he likes doing the comedy bits. Um, but it is this thing of like when you go to Japan, it is pure wrestling wrestler, and that's what Japanese style is because that's just how the TV works and everything. And rather that the TV is just like a supplemental arm. You're not doing storyline angles and all that stuff. You're doing matches. In America, it's a lot more other promos and all this other stuff. It's a different muscle, and a lot of these guys are probably like nostalgic to a degree of like, yeah, I would like to do this because I just like to wrestle, and all I want to do is
Yeah.
wrestle.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting. You
Yeah.
know, like I watched Osprey walk out there and do an entire angle essentially with Cal Newman, like to the
Mhm.
point where Cal Newman teased hitting him with a chair. So like I do think that's interesting. We're gonna talk about them in a second anyway, so I'll
Yep.
stop for now.
IWGP Women's Title and New Japan Strong Women's Title. Can you believe it, folks? Shuri gets the win. Of course, winning Saya Kamitani's Strong title there, becoming a 2-belt champion. Shuri, genuinely surprising result, Scotty. None of us were
Stunned,
believing that
stunned.
Saya was going to finally lose in a singles match in I don't know how long.
This is her first Stardom singles loss outside of like the 5-star Grand Prix in a title match. I don't even know when. Like
I know.
title match wise, it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Just she's been
like
a champion forever.
you don't want to count the GP. Um,
Let's
but
see.
it's massive.
The last technical loss was the semifinals of the
To
5-star
Azumi.
against Azame.
Yeah.
If we want to go outside of well, I guess she lost the Regina DeWave title in August. If you want to
Yes,
count
that did
that.
happen. That did indeed happen.
Outside of 5-star, or rather prior to the 5-star, you would have to go back to the 2024 finals of the 5-star against
Yeah.
Micah.
Yeah, like that is the run we've been on. So like I remember
And then so outside of that for Stardom, it would be her losing the high speed title to Mei Sarah July 28th, 2024.
I want to make this point because I said it on my own stuff, and I said it here too. There was not a universe. Like I put all the ideas in my mind. So this was my idea. It's like if she's gonna lose at the Tokyo Dome, to me it was also she had to lose the world title match. Like a
And lose
full
lose
downfall,
all the belts.
right? Or she was gonna win both. There was no way. There was no world where I saw she'd win one and lose the other, especially the Tokyo Dome one. I was floored. I was stunned. And
I
quite
was
frankly,
downright flabbergasted, Scotty.
yes, and quite frankly, I was elated. I fucking loved that Shuri won because I sat there. I'll tell you all. I sat there with tweets ready to go of like, this was Shuri's 2 reigns. She had one successful defense. She had it for this many days, and she did nothing. So when she won and it was a double champion, all of a sudden I was like, not all hope is lost. And then there's a different side of this though. I am a little worried about Saya Kamitani. Like,
In
and when I
what
say
way?
little, I mean, so she's gonna be off the entire month of January.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was a big part of it. Is in her?
Yeah.
I believe it was the post match conference of
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom was saying that. Oh yeah, I'm going to be off the rest of January. It's like, oh, but isn't Stardom doing a bunch of Korkins?
Yeah, so they're doing a bunch of cork, and she'll be back for her world title match in February.
Yeah.
But I think this is something that a lot of people, myself included, pretty much anyone, kind of forgets when someone's a world champion. They're working, they're working, they're having all these big physical matches, right? That adds up.
Mm-hmm.
And for her to be champion for over 365 days and now kind of get to take a break is good. First off, it's good. I'm happy we're just giving her the month and not forcing it because you have all these Corkins and stuff. But the difficulty is I've watched Joshi long enough. Like, there's a reason people, slow down once in a while. So I'm wondering what her year now looks like, because it was balls to the wall in 2025, right? Like,
Yeah.
we are doing everything we can. You are fighting and defending and all these different things because we're going to get you this MVP.
Yep.
You're going to hold 2 titles. Now the downfall starts, and the downfall is a fascinating one. Does she just win against Kid and we're all fine and dandy? Is this part of a bigger story? Does she have to take a little more time off after the title match? Like, those are the conversations that just start in your head naturally.
Yeah. I
Because of
agree.
everything she's been doing. And she has injuries in the past. Like, she hurt her shoulder in 2023
Mm-hmm.
and has been going since she's come back. So it's not like she's been taking much time off at all. I just hope this is more, maybe your moment comes in the Tokyo Dome when we're hosting the show. When we're hosting the show, you're going to win that
good
main
point.
event.
Good
That's
point.
that was kind of where I'm feeling. And also on the other side, I'm just very happy for Shuri. Very deserving moment to see her win.
Yeah, I'm very excited that Shuri got the win. Like I said, it was very came out of nowhere. Was not expecting it whatsoever.
And they got more than 10 minutes.
And they got more than 10 minutes. 12:09, just barely, but it got 10.
I'll take it. That's 4 more than last year.
15 as a segment, Scotty, with all the entrances. Yeah, so I think that, like, obviously the more interesting conversation point is the Saya Kamatani of it all. Is like, what does it mean that she's now finally lost the title and that she's going on a break, much like Ross. And when she comes back in February, what does that look like? Is it just a rest, relaxation, sort of vacation, maybe for a month that she's earned,
right?
Which I would say very much has earned. Is it an injury sort of recovery thing? It could be both. What does it all look like? Is she going to come back swinging back in February? These are the questions. It does make it more intriguing for February. Shuri getting the win is exciting. That is a great person. I'd like to have the win. And obviously that then would mean that they're going to probably use Shuri pretty significantly up for these Corkins, I have to imagine.
I would hope so.
I have to imagine. So we'll see.
She's in one semi-main out of the first 2. I think they have 2 more the rest of the year, the rest of the month. So they can figure that out then.
Yeah. But yeah, it's exciting because it's a matter of making other challengers. Now that Shuri has beaten Saya for this, you can do another challenger down the line, and you can build up other people. Yeah. We've been talking about it. They didn't need to build up other people. All their focus was Saya Kamatani. All their focus was the MVP. Now that that focus, that weight, that pressure is alleviated, what can Stardom do into the new year? Which I think is important coming off of the year that they've had. Of they need to now mess around with the chips a little bit, not too much, but mess around and make some more of the stars that they can with this bigger audience too.
I don't know how many people remember it, but like 2022 was such a high. Like 2022 before this year was like their best year ever. And 2023 like all came to a screeching halt after Queendom, All-Star Grand Queendom, that is. So it's like there is always, and this happens with all wrestling companies, right? How long does the hot streak go? How long can it maintain? And I think that'll be a big conversation point. I have I did a just a video for this one match. And I set the over under. I was like, so like, does anyone think Shuri gets a title defense of this belt before All-Star Grand Queendom? Because in the past, the answer would be a whopping no. And that's not good because that's not till April. So she should be defending this belt sooner than that.
Oh, yeah. And it's a matter of what they're going to do. I have seen in the takes of, look, it's the New Japan Strong belt. This is also tends to be the sort of international belt for New Japan Stardom, right?
Though I think that disappears.
Yeah, we've been thinking it's been those New
Like
Japan
the other
strong
one.
belts.
The main one did, right?
Main one.
The open weight?
I do
I don't
not
actually
know.
know. Didn't Ishii have that? Does he
I
still
remember
have it?
last I remember is Ishii having that, and I don't remember what has happened since.
Let me tell you right now. He
He
does
still
technically still has it.
he still has it. All
Someone want
right,
to
he's
tell him?
had it since May, and he's never defended it since then.
Does anyone want to tell him he has it? Or
I found out
he's
the other day that look at those New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Title champions.
yeah, no, I saw
Los Hermanos
funny.
Chavez from COL.
I was scrolling I was scrolling through the CML show this past Friday just to see like what I missed. I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean they defended the New Japan Strong Tag title? I was like, well, good for them, I guess. I didn't know they had them to begin with.
Yeah, genuinely shocking moments there.
I mean, we know they're scrapping New Japan Strong. Like we know that. It's gone.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
again, it's the question of like, I fear that we're gonna have like an NWA situation where there's all these like New Japan belts out there that are no longer affiliated.
I think that'd be wicked funny though. Like
I
that'd be kind of awesome. Like
I agree.
Like Tony Khan uses it as a way to get the Triple Crown.
Well, okay, so that's the thing.
Sorry,
right,
the Unified Championship.
Yes. The thing is that Shuri has also been someone that has popped up in AEW recently. With the New Japan strong belts, it makes it seem like she might be back in AEW at some point this year. I think that's a pretty solid prediction.
IWGP.
She has the IWGP. Mercedes Monet is around there, but there's obviously a lot of other people they could throw it on. You know, Tony Storm's not doing anything. That's always a possibility. Tony Storm versus Shuri, Scotty.
It's a belt that like has very limited understanding or meaning sometimes.
It's only
There's
2
been
years
no
old.
It is since 2023.
3 years old? 2.5?
End of 2023, yeah, because Kyrie won it. Remember Kyrie? Not a lot of people do, but yeah, she won it. And Mayu had it forever, and then Shuri and Sari played a little hot potato. And Mercedes obviously had it. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting outlook. It's the exciting one because I think now there is doubt for Saya Kamatani as well, which I think does her a lot of good because coming out of Queendom, a lot of it was like, oh look, Hate wins, Saya wins. Now she's lost. Now she's gonna take a break for a little bit. And then she's gonna come back against Starlight Kid in a match I'd argue is maybe her most anticipated world title match since the TAM one. So that's a big deal, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I think that's all certainly plausible. And like we said, I think that is all.
By the way, the match was good.
Oh yeah. The match is pretty good.
The match got like the show going.
Yes, it was the strongest match up to that point, and I would say for a while.
It was the strongest match until Aaron Wolf said, "I'm here."
Exactly right. Speaking of this wasn't a bad match. It was just a little bit weaker.
Andrade was here.
10-man tag team match. United
Aura.
Empire, Andrade El Idolo, Callum Newman, Great O'Khan, the returning Hanare.
I was right, baby.
And of course, the returning Jake Lee. No, he's not doing the gun anymore. He's now doing hand out and then close.
Yeah, fucking right. That's more fitting of him,
Oh yeah, it's slower. I'll tell you that much. Defeating the team of Bullet Club War Dogs and unaffiliated. However, as we also
what are they called now?
What are they called now?
Unbound or something?
Unmotivated.
Unavailable.
Unbound company.
Oh, what's another one I thought of? Unsigned.
Goddamn.
For most of them.
Unbound so
that might
they
be
defeated
the
team of David Finlay, Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, Hiromu, and Shingo.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think this is like I won like 3 flat. I thought it was like a good solid match. A little bit weaker. I think Hanare
flat too.
Hanare looks good. He looked even a little bit more slim jacked and he's got
What a
that like
goofy fellow,
cool
though, huh?
like a Maui like hair, weird like ponytail almost.
I gotta say, outside of Andrade, this is the goofiest group in the history of
Oh yeah,
wrestling.
yeah.
Like, look at those four and be like, oh.
Like if I took like Andrade out of the group, it's a bunch of four randos that have nothing in common.
It's
Yet
like,
we're supposed
why
to say
are you
they're
guys
united.
together? Yeah,
Yeah,
these guys are united. More
these
like
guys are united. Hanara
more
used to
like
be like
unaffiliated.
Hanara used to
Sorry.
be like fit, fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And now he's like just fit. Now he's just jacked.
yeah. It doesn't
Great
have the
Khan
same.
is so nothing. Callum
Yeah.
Newman is too
It's-
green.
Can we talk about Great Khan for a second?
Sure.
Crazy. He still like gets booked.
I feel in a way I feel bad for the guy, but also like good on you, man.
Do I really? Yeah.
You're still getting something out here, and I gotta respect it. Obviously,
I understand why they're trying to push Cal Newman now. Like, they're trying to find their new white boy. Let's be real. That's what's happening.
You got it.
But am I crazy? Like,
yes.
I'm seeing. Well, yes, that.
But I digress.
Take it back. Am I insane for thinking like he's not ready?
He's not. He's still very green.
They're gonna have him beat David Finlay and lead a faction.
Yeah, I mean, he's the kind of guy. Yeah, the problem is that he's gonna eventually maybe beat David Finlay and lead a faction. The problem is that like it's so obvious. It's still not this year. You know what I mean? Like it's Andrade is around in this sort of weird
not
period.
Him the never. Let me tell you.
But it's also very obviously it's Jake Lee is like the guy for United Empire.
Yeah,
and
which
Jake Lee,
which one's challenging for the title, huh? Exactly.
And Jake Lee, so slow. His entrance, the slowest man in the history of the world.
I kind of like the mystical song though. I kind of like.
Yeah, he wrestles and not in a good fashion, in my opinion. He's like I guess he's popular.
I don't really know. I don't really get. I think
to be bad in an upwards mobility denotes a Joe Hendry-esque quality for Jake Lee that is like I respect, but also I despise.
Hands up for me, right? Hands up. I think Jake Lee is one of my favorite awful wrestlers. Like just the idea of him is hysterical to me. Like he's this guy that's supposedly over. I don't have proof. I'm just told. He's not good. He has no aura, negative charisma.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, is he fun. He gets paid by everybody.
The thing about Jake Lee, and I can see why if I'm New Japan, I want to have Jake Lee in my company. And here's why.
I can't continue.
Yeah, I can't, but here's why.
The new haircut, by the way, bad.
Obviously bad. The thing about Jake Lee is that he's the guy that like everyone who hates evil thinks they hate evil because of these reasons, but it's Jake Lee. Like,
yes!
Like Jake Lee makes evil look better, in my opinion.
Shout out. Hey, listen, I'll take it,
And then evil follows up there and Wolf, and it's like, oh yeah. Evil's pretty good, actually.
I'm gonna go on an evil diatribe here in about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. We'll hold on that diatribe. But yeah,
I do.
Jake Lee. Did you see that quote from Dave Meltzer
about Jake? No, I didn't.
I
saw a lot about Aaron Wolf.
It was something to the effect that like Kenta Miyahara should get a portion of Jake Lee's paycheck.
That's a classic.
So good.
The crazy part about Jake Lee, right, is he gets paid by everyone.
It's more. Is it more baffling than Great Khan? In a way, it is.
I mean, yeah, because he somehow went from All Japan to Noah to New Japan. It is the ascension of like, huh?
That's what I'm saying. He is the Joe Hendry of New Japan at this point.
Yeah. He's very confusing. I just want to say this. I think it's awesome. It's awesome that they were like, we have an X, and it's like Jake Lee, motherfucker.
his attire, his like entrance attire is so bad too. The weird long dress skirt thing with one leather strap.
I could have said this to later, but I gotta say it now. I am so locked in for him versus Yoda Tsuji. It's gonna be awful.
So bad.
It's gonna be like that match is gonna happen. And people are like, is New Japan dead?
It's
gonna be great.
It is so funny in my head because we talk about the Suji stuff, we talk about the V4 being back, and we talk about all these rapid changes. You know, at
We
the
haven't
end of the
talked
match,
about either of those yet. Continue.
I know, but no, you know, just in general, like
Yeah.
the wrestling world,
The
is buzzing.
excitement that comes
mean,
with both.
Even after this match, we get the return of Francisco Akira. That's an exciting junior to return, right?
Sure. I forgot he was hurt. Continue.
It's like all those exciting things that are happening in the back of my head. It's like, and like that's what I mean. Like, how long is this vibe gonna last?
Yeah.
Because everyone I think is forgetting that the next world title challenger is Jake fucking Lee.
Also,
God.
you'll enjoy this. I saw people being like, "Oh, he's doing the Kenta." I was like, "Buddy, I fucking wish he was Kenta."
God, Kenta was like one of the best guys in Noah this year.
And like, I remember when Kenta did it, I was like, "This is awesome. Kenta rules."
It's Kenta rules.
No one said that for Jake Lee.
Is
Not a
Jake
single
Lee
soul.
is Jake Lee ever gonna go on the observer ballot? No,
I think
shouldn't.
people forgot Jake Lee. You know why I think people forgot Jake Lee? Like that moment happened because of what happened after it. So it was like gone.
Yeah.
You know, like that was easy to forget. It's so good. Welcome back, Jake Lee. Shout out to the Real Latino Man. One time, Andrade was aura farming. I don't know if you saw it, but he's just like posing at one point. He's like, "Yeah, I'm absolutely ripped, buddy."
Yeah,
he was hitting some crazy stuff.
This guy's lats are insane.
And I thought to myself, what is my number one men's match I want to see this year? Now Tanahashi and Okada's over. I was like, just look at that luscious hair, right? Look at that luscious hair. You're trying to tell me he doesn't want that getting shaved off by Mystico? I think we need it. We need an
anniversario main event, baby.
If that isn't the anniversario main event, I am going to have so many questions. And I'm going to say they fumbled the bag. Like, that is so clearly the match. So clearly the match. It would be massive. It would sell out in seconds.
Yeah. I wonder if and how soon he pops back up in CMLL.
Also, I'm going to give you my list of top 5 men's wrestlers in the world when we finish talking about this match. Show.
Interesting.
My top 5 men's wrestlers in the world.
Could save it for next week, Scotty.
No, it's specifically needed for today.
Perfect. Next match, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title, number 1 contendership 4-way match. Desperado gets the win, defeating Kosei Fujita Sho and Taiji Ishimori, along with the rest of the junior division. This match sucked. This was
awful.
I went 1.5. Like, there was like some stuff in
I
here.
went 1.25, baby. Hey, run, page.
This match, worthless piece of garbage, did not have to be here. Waste of time. Do not watch.
So I actually recorded.
Fuck this match. Fuck you. That's what this match is.
I love Tuesday nights. So I finished. So like, I'm watching this show live, right? I decided I'm going to watch Wrestle Kingdom live because that's what I do.
Because you don't sleep.
Well, because that and I enjoy wrestling.
Have we considered that Scotty's a vampire, folks? Hold on. Have we considered?
But my point is, I enjoy wrestling way more live than I do in post. So I watched it live. And I decided to keep myself energized. Oh, let me record my Shuri versus Saya Kamatani video because it won't be long. So I decided to do it during this match. Brilliant idea I had. So I was like, I'll go back and watch it. Oh, I went back and watched it. All right. And I was like,
that's almost like that's almost like a mistake you made.
Ooh, this match was stinky poo-poo.
It's a stinky poo-poo.
I have it on over to my left, and I turn my head. I'm like, I'm sorry. Who invited the bald guy? Why is Robbie X here? What is going on?
Why does Robbie Eagles look like that? I mean, it's not a bad look, but it's just why does he look like that?
I didn't know that was him for like half of it.
I know, me too.
And I was like, oh, Doki's here. Oh, they're going to do the thing people think of, like the impromptu match. And then it's like, oh, no, they're not actually.
No.
All right, cool.
No, we just had the entire junior division get involved in this match, and then Despy wins, and that's it.
The entire junior division, which is absolutely cooked.
Crumbling. I don't know what happened. This used to be like the best thing about Japan, about New Japan wrestling in a good while. In like, you know, once you know,
Tell you
once
what,
the,
it's not anymore.
once the glory days were over of like New Japan main eventers and whatnot, and we had like the junior division. It was like, okay, this is pretty good. The junior division is pretty good. Despy's on a great run, great tear.
I can't even be told Hiromu's bad now. I watched Hiromu cook in Noah, so he's fine.
Look, I have to agree, Scotty. He got a 4-star match out of me.
Like Hiromu's back on his shit. He's just like staying away from this company.
Hiromu got a 4-star match out of me, Scotty. Meanwhile, the rest of the junior division got a 1.5 stars. You know what? There's levels to this shit, I think.
Let's just say this. They went the Desperado way instead of the Hiromu way, and look what's happening to the division. I'm just saying.
Crumbling, folks. I don't understand it. I don't love it. I don't like it. I mean, like I said, Francisco Akira's back. That's something that gives me a little hope, but still.
It's big trouble. Big trouble. This stinks. Division stinks.
I don't know what happened, but and that's the other thing. Like I keep saying that, like, I don't know what happened, because it was that Kosei Fujita was like the hope, and it's like a blink and you miss it year, where at the end of the year I'm like, what happened to this division? I feel like after last year, Kosei Fujita had like such momentum, people were all excited, and then it's like, here we are, and this whole thing stinks.
New Japan doesn't respect junior wrestling anymore, and you feel every bit of it.
Which is crazy, knowing who the bookers are. You know what I mean? Like, former juniors themselves.
It
is crazy that we're in this position.
Well, let's get to the real now, please. Let's get to the real, please.
Never openly title match. Aaron Wolf makes his debut and defeats Evil. He comes out. Evil said, you know what? I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to force you to wear those black trunks or shave your head. And no. Aaron Wolf takes that advantage away from him, does it to himself. Black trunks, shaved head like a young lion, beats Evil, wins his own gold medal in New Japan with that old angle slam. Scotty, big pop. This match was really, really great. It was a lot of fun. It was more, it was really, really great in the sense that it was like very simplistic, and obviously Aaron Wolf is still very.
Nah, you don't have to explain it. It's fucking great.
Very much green and all these other things, and he's still like learning it. The vibes are great, and I'm hopeful for Aaron Wolf in the future. And look, and he made me a little worried in the entrances. I was like, he looks a little skittish. Confidence exploded as soon as the bell rang.
If Hiroshi Tanahashi wasn't retiring on this show, Aaron Wolf's the biggest star in this company. The fans lived and died with Aaron Wolf. And you know who also did? Me. That's who also lived and died with Aaron Wolf. No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Second favorite match of the night. I don't even give a shit. This shit rocked. This is what this guy is supposed to be bringing to this company. Excitement. By the way, shout out, we are back in the 90s. Way to Aaron Wolf. Just this is the peak men's wrestler. I'm just saying, this is what all men's wrestlers should look like. You either look like this or you look like Andrade. There's no in between.
This guy giving me such Hashimoto vibes.
Oh yeah,
just on the build alone, or lack thereof.
This guy's a tank. You know, like at the end of the day, this guy's a tank. He's only
this is what
better
wrestlers used to look like. And the moment he came out without a shirt on, and he's got some B cups, some beautiful B cups on him, Scotty. I'm like, here we go, baby. I'm in. I'm fully into the Wolf time, baby.
I guess like there was a interview or something how like he was trying to shed weight and like it was making it harder for him. So he was less like focusing on his stamina instead or whatever. I was like, buddy, don't you dare. We love you this way.
This size is perfect. Don't lose any weight. Don't gain.
You're different. You're different from everyone in Japan right now.
Every young lion, everyone in Japan.
Lion.
I don't know. Great Okan, maybe. I don't know the only other
difference. Great Okan, no. Great Okan, there's nothing exciting about Great Okan. Aaron Wolf in terms of build, with black trunks and a shaved head, and I was like, this guy has aura. Like, like this guy is it.
This guy is the guy.
This match kicked ass. The way they built this match kicked ass. Because you know who's the smartest wrestling mind in this godforsaken company?
Give me that emote.
I'm sick and tired of people trying to act like this guy isn't the fucking man. I'm done. I'm fucking done. No. I saw people be like, I'm going up to admit that Evil had a good. No, he's been fucking awesome.
He's been pretty. Look. He's like a stinker once or twice a year. Yeah. But there is also the G1 final. There's this match. There's Tamatanga.
Having to see people admit, having to see I see people I respect saying all this. So I am calling out everyone, but being like, oh, I guess Evil had a good match. I was like, no shit, he had a good match.
That's had good matches for a while now.
They were probably gonna put some bomb in this spot, like Great O'Khan, for example. Just have him get squashed or something. Evil's like, no. You want this done right?
You call me.
Look,
me. It's the thing I was talking about. It is the Evil playbook in terms of match structure. He knows how to. This is such old school Heat bullshit but it fucking works. But he knows how to make it work. It's not the WWE thing. His thing is different.
There's so much validation.
It's a minute difference because one of the big things is that it's over and actually works and draws heat.
This is a heel. This is a heel down to the nitty gritty. Everything about him, you're like, oh, this fucking guy. And then when Aaron Wolf chokes him out in the middle of the ring, you're like, yeah!
Because he builds up the heat, and all the time is over building up all his heat, and then you get to the fucking release with the Tamatanga moment, the Takeshita G1 win, the Aaron Wolf win here. It's all he knows how to do the build up and the proper release. Yota Tsuji, if I recall correctly, from the New Japan Cup a year or two, I want to say 2 years ago.
Yep.
He has these moments where people are building up heat against Evil. They're saying, "Oh, fuck this guy, screw this guy. He keeps winning, screw this guy," and cheap wins until you have the baby face come out, get put over because he overcomes all the odds and gets this monumental win in their playbook that the crowd then loves them for it. It's booking. It's wrestling booking. This is the shit that people boo. People don't like. It rules. It rules. It's classic wrestling, folks.
Was perfect. Perfect. You couldn't have asked for anything better for Aaron Wolf on the biggest stage with the crowd. Everything.
It included Bad Luck Fale destroying a Japanese table more so than I have ever seen in my entire life.
It was perfect. I remember watching that. I was like, oh my God.
He's dead.
Are they going to piss these people off? I was like, are they willing to do that? And then no, he overcomes and then he chokes Evil out with a sick submission.
Mm-hmm.
This match ruled. Evil is the best wrestling mind. I want the respect from everyone. This has long been a pro Evil podcast, so this shouldn't even be shocking to anyone. This has been long been a thing. But I had, Ryan, I can't explain to you how many conversations I had that night in real time explaining Evil fucking rules. Deal with it.
Deal with it. I'm telling you, folks, he rules.
I was like, it's unfair how talented this wrestling couple is. Look at this man. Look at this man. You're trying to tell me this guy doesn't get it? Look at this man.
His wife, of course he gets it.
This guy.
He's hot as hell. I'm jealous. That's what it boils down. It boils down to you being like, I'm jealous of this man.
I'm jealous of her. She gets that. This guy rocks.
This woman gets the bone down. What the fuck? I can't, and I'm not allowed.
Evil, and I think the other best part, by the way, the side part.
You can't get serious after I say that. What are you doing?
I have to get serious. It's Evil talking. Well, Eve's not talking. I wish I was Evil. No. What I was going to say was the best part of this is right before this match happens, the Fightful report comes out oh, Evil might be looking elsewhere. I was like, yeah, it's called he's ready to get a big time deal, baby, because he's delivering a classic. That's why he was part of the 3.5 million watch, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him. Oh man, I
triple main event, baby.
Sometimes things just work out. Top 5 men's wrestlers in the world. You ready for this list? You ready for this list? Evil, number 1, obviously. Number 2, real Latino man, Andrade El Idolo. I have.
Wait, are these your like current 2026?
Yeah, the rest of the year. No, this is not 2026. Andrade's had like 2 average matches. This is just I'm ready, you know. I'm ready. These are the best wrestling minds in the world. Number 3, Mystico, of course.
Mystico,
arguably
too low here.
I agree. Number 4, Aaron Wolf, obviously. You see this man? And number 5, Hiroshi Tanahashi with the layout knees. It doesn't matter. The only reason he's 5 is because he's no longer active.
Yeah,
thank you.
Aaron Wolf. You could argue he's getting a little carried there by Evil. Carried up.
Could argue. I don't know if you like. This is actually a serious thing. I don't know if like you saw like any New Japan like people talk about Aaron Wolf in the lead up, or Dave, who was just absolutely murdering this guy in the Observer. Like, I don't know about this guy. He looks skittish. He doesn't have it. Like, I talked to a lot of people. A lot of people were worried.
Look, and there's the same thing. Like, his entrance into the ring was very skittish. He gives off not a confident vibe outside the ring. The moment the bell rings, fucking Festus in the ring. The moment
I knew you were gonna say it. I freaking read your mind.
The moment the bell rings, this guy's like, and he starts rampaging and just destroying. I think it was like a big time lariat hit. He hits Evil, and as soon as he does it, he like pops and explodes to the crowd, and the crowd's like,
like this guy. And Dave did say this well. Not everything. Dave said a lot of things wrong about Aaron Wolf. But he did say, like, I don't know if I've ever seen someone debut with so much pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Because this guy is
maybe like Dominic, maybe, and like a similar
maybe, but that was in COVID.
Son of a legend. Yeah, it was also COVID, so he had no fans in attendance.
This guy is debuting in a sold-out Tokyo Dome, an Olympic hero, and is pretty much being assumed to carry the company on his back moving forward. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And who helped him hit that home run, baby?
Look, here's the thing about Evil. I've been thinking about it a lot when it comes to fucking like wrestling. Is especially like
Mystico would have the best match of all time. Continue.
Especially like the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is like
that match.
A lot of like Hall of Fame is all about like the best wrestlers, best draws, best historically significant. But I also been thinking about like that in terms of like the Oscars, since we're secretly a movie podcast. Like who are like the best supporting actors in professional wrestling?
Oh yeah,
Evil.
Yeah, he beat Sean Penn this year, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Evil in a tight shirt. I'm not evil. I'm not.
Hold on. Yeah, he is like the best supporting actor, but I think he should also be the main actor.
But you know what I mean? Like it's people that like look. It's like wrestlers that they might not necessarily be the best people you put your world title on, and it might not be necessarily a good thing. But who are people that you can have semi-main events or tertiary main events here in this case that can provide like a solid level, and more than anything make the other guy look great. He's supporting Takeshita, Wolf, Suji, fucking Tamatonga. You know what I mean? Like this guy Evil is a guy that can make your other wrestler babyface look great.
It's almost like he's a perfect heel because that's the heel's job.
Yeah.
Ah, what a guy. What a match. What a performance. What an outing. Shout out Aaron Wolf one time. That guy rules. I'm sorry to the people that are joining the show now. You missed an incredible rant. Go back.
I said I was jealous that you could see this guy gets the bone Evil. That's not a teaser. I don't know what to tell you.
Like
that's not a clip. If that's not a clip, Scotty, I don't know what is.
Oh man. This is great. Yeah, we can stop the show now.
No. We have to continue. We got to continue. Next
up,
semi-main event, IWGP World Heavyweight Title and the Global Heavyweight Title on the line. Yota Tsuji picks up the win, defeating Konosuke Takeshita in a little under 30 minutes to become the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Obviously, there's a lot of other things to talk about when it comes to the new World Heavyweight Champion. But the match itself.
I'm sorry, what is this world you speak of?
Yes, Is it no longer the world? Is it just heavyweight? Is that what it is?
Back
Perfect.
to the heavyweight.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's talk about the
Back
match
to the
itself
glory.
first. I thought this match was also. It almost makes you sound like it's not as good. Yeah, I thought this match was also pretty great. Not as good as like
it wasn't evil.
Yeah, it wasn't evil, but this match was also pretty great. I really love the.
This was your fireworks display.
A little bit of fireworks display, a little delayed on that fireworks display. I felt like it took a little bit in the beginning to
get there.
30
minutes.
But once it got there, it was going. So it was one of the situations
risky with these two, by the way.
Risky for these two. We've talked about a long time for Yota Tsuji. I think these two guys might not necessarily be able to get there to the 30-minute point. Maybe like a 25 even would have been a little bit nicer, a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
Cut out a little bit of that beginning and try to get to that moment faster. But ultimately, very strong match. The fact, going into this, Yota Tsuji talking about how I want to get rid of the AEW partnership and sort of bring back the V4 title belt and do all these sort of things, and then winning the match with a fucking Boston Crab, the most basic young lion move in the history of young lions, was pretty phenomenal, sweet storytelling. A move that he's won other big matches with, if I recall. His whole rivalry of Uemura also was built around the Boston Crab.
I can't wait for that world title match
with Uemura
in 3 years when they believe in Uemura.
I know, a little too late, baby. But yeah, I thought it was just like a nice, like really solid moment of storytelling, and in that moment, and the action was really sweet. Like I said, it took a little bit to get there, but once it got there, it was cooking, and I thought the match was really strong.
Yeah, I land on this isn't a match of the year contender when it's all said and done.
No.
But it's a really, really good match.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where I land. Did it get me as excited as Evil versus Aaron Wolf? No, it didn't,
no,
frankly. But that's okay. That's okay because it accomplished its goal. Yeah. And that was making Yota Tsuji the guy for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is actually what Gabe Kidd wanted to be. That's kind of how I see it. Yeah, well, you know what? They're needed.
The top rope was it reverse suplex or whatever it's called? He has
the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Well, the Blue Thunder Bomb was beautiful. I'm talking about
Tsuji
doing the sort of like
yes,
reverse suplex off the top rope.
Yeah, the driver into
he has a name for it. I don't remember what it was called though.
Yeah. Right. No, the dude ruled.
I think you're right that I think it just gets there to proving Tsuji as the guy. You know what I mean? It's not overwhelming like Aaron Wolf, but it's enough. It was enough on the meat on the bone for me to be left satisfied and confident in the future of Yota Tsuji.
Yeah, I mean the guy backed up the way he talks, and I think that's very important because now he is the one leading. Now he is the guy. And there's just talk about all the aftermath of how much New Japan is dramatically changing the way its belts are used in a way that positively impacts, I think, the company as a whole.
So should we break that down a little bit?
Yeah. It's now or never.
Tsuji brings back ultimately the next night on New Year's Dash the V4 belt. This is the famous Okada Tanahashi belt. It's been around forever. There's also these massive updates in regards to what all
ugly ass belt. Also, I just got to say this real quick. Stop comparing the AEW world title to this belt. It's not in the same league. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's a legitimately beautiful belt. It's
I was like my joke was one of them have side plates with people's logos on it. The other one has side plates of the entire belt's history. I think it's a big difference.
I want to say a big difference.
It's a beautiful belt. It was really shiny, by the way. Brand new.
I have to imagine it's a brand new belt. That's my guess.
Yeah. You'll have to see it. I have all the
perfect. I was about to pull it up. Can you let
Chris
the folks know
what said it?
I was looking up Chris Sampson's post about it.
I know. Everyone's shocked. Chris Sampson comes through on New Japan stuff. I know. All right. So here it is. I'm just going to quote his entire thing. Okay.
Yes.
Because I think that's better. As of today, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship has been restored. It's a beautiful sentence. With its lineage formally reconnected through the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship back to the original IWGP Heavyweight title. Because both were treated as the top title in New Japan Pro Wrestling during their respective eras, this is a clean continuation The IWGP Intercontinental Championship is not part of this restoration. Beginning January 5th, 2020, the IC title was held concurrently with the IWGP Heavyweight title, but the titles were never unified. They remain separate championships, simply held by the same wrestler until the Intercontinental's title's lineage was formally retired and folded into the IWGP World Heavyweight title. That IC title's lineage concluded on March 4th, 2021. I just want to say I do. Oh, wait a minute. Multiple people held that, I guess. I was like, you could have just like you can say Ibushi's name. He was there. But I forgot how
also,
long
this
that
is
lasted.
massive disrespect to MVP, folks. I mean, can we believe it? Can you believe it, folks?
That's true. The IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, despite its white strap, should not be viewed as the IC replacement. And functionally, it is more accurate to see it as the successor to the US title. In the lead up to the global title's creation, Will Ospreay, Dave Finlay, and Jon Moxley were all competing for the United States title. The US title went inactive on November 6, 2023. The global heavyweight became active in January 4th, 2024. And the other part of this is that, and this was essentially what Tsuji said and what will be happening. So the IWGP heavyweight title will be defended in Japan against New Japan's best. Simple. It is their top prize. It is their top title, and it will be defended against the very best. Also, I don't know if you saw this. Tsuji said no more walking out and getting a title challenge. No. You have to earn it. And I was like, that's real business, right?
Yeah, that's real.
Wait, fucking tell him. And the global heavyweight title will be kind of like the new title that's defended against outside promotions, outside of New Japan. Like that is kind of the idea of it. So like you're not gonna
if someone from CMLL came in to wrestle Yota Tsuji in New Japan, he's going to put the global heavyweight title, the global title on the line.
Right.
If he is doing a show, Forbidden Door is what's going to be interesting. I think
they're not going to do it.
Well, ultimately, unless the World Heavyweight Championship is no wait, am I mistaken? The world he probably won't do that show at all and boycott that show completely if we think about it, because the World Heavyweight Championship will 100% not main event that show.
Yep.
And will he consider it a New Japan show or will it be a global defense? In which case, because it's a global defense, he would boycott that show. So I think it means he's just not going to be on Forbidden Door.
Yeah. So essentially, the IWGP heavyweight title,
which plays into the whole anti-AEW thing in a way that he found a way to do.
The IWGP heavyweight title, I think, will never be defended outside of a New Japan Pro Wrestling ring in Japan. I think that is functionally what they're trying to do. The global title, if they have a US show or something, that can be defended. That will be defended. So like that show they have upcoming. I don't remember when it is.
G1?
No, not that one. They have one before that. The New Beginning USA in February.
Yeah.
Like that might be a global one. But it will not be the IWGP heavyweight title.
Correct.
And let me just say, my God, that belt is beautiful. They deserve the 5 years of shame and suffering they got for getting rid of it. But I like this. I like it all. I think it's the proper steps of reestablishing New Japan in all its glory.
Agreed.
I don't know where he's going to find capable contenders, but hey.
Well, Aaron Wolf and Evil right there, baby. Look, I think it's
getting Jake Lee instead. Thank you.
I know. So is this thing of it's Jake Lee, but Jake Lee has to prove himself first, right? That's what he said.
Yeah, he actually said that like right before their New Year's Dash match. He's like, prove it to me. And that match has not been announced for New Beginning in Osaka. So
so that's exciting. I would say. Yeah. I mean, they're probably gonna still do something.
Guy like me, Jake Lee just doesn't prove
it by character alone. Maybe not character, by just essence. I think it's fascinating in a lot of ways. I think that it could just be paint is the meaning behind it? How is it going to be utilized? Is it going to be properly held up, and these rules going to be properly held up? There was the idea of the TV title being for young guys, and it took many, many, many moons to finally get to a relatively young guy in El Phantasmo,
Right.
and even then, not really a young guy in that strict definition. So they've put, Tanahashi had this like list of 10 rules or whatever, and I don't know how many of those things have necessarily been kept up, but they've put out a lot of like press briefings in terms of like marketing and press conference, all this stuff. It's a matter of whether or not the booking supports these changes.
Yeah, that
Um,
doesn't fix.
and that's the big question for me that I still have that's remaining. So I am like a little bit dubious, a little bit skeptical, because it hasn't quite proven to be true in terms
Right.
of booking and marketing
Right.
in the past couple of years, and that's been a big part of the big problem. This
Mhm.
could be a bigger problem because it's now about the world title and everything. So it remains to
Yeah.
be seen. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited right off the bat right now. I'm excited for all this stuff. It is a step instead of it could just be a step back to finally evolve this company.
Yeah.
Step back into a previous generation of the title. Different idea, but it's obviously that
They can
what
burn
people
the other one.
yeah, it's the thing about like people have been wanting the old New Japan back,
Yeah.
those old ways during a hot golden age period for New Japan.
Yeah.
So maybe stepping back in that sense could bring us into the next
Mhm.
period.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I said, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now with a lot of the stuff is
Uh,
it remains to be seen. The booking is the big concern.
could you ever I never imagined they'd actually bring the belt back. Like the
Me neither.
exact,
I couldn't. I
you
couldn't.
know?
I could not.
Like
I was genuinely shocked that they did.
like most major companies are very, very against something like that.
Yeah.
Very against in anything, not just pro wrestling. Like very against the idea of the like. I expect if they bring it back, it's gonna be like a slightly redesigned version, or
Hmm.
just it's like what WWE does with like their bullshit. Oh, you guys want the big gold belt? No, here's this one. It's like something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the winged eagle? No, you get a replica one night, buddy. They actually brought it back, and I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. That's exciting. Sometimes I think it's funny that we're just like, "A belt's gonna save the company," but I think it's the meaning behind the belt that's gonna help
Yeah,
this
and
company.
that's what I like about it all is that the V4 symbolizes more than just it being a belt. And that's one of the reasons why the belt has holds so much power is that it
Yeah,
symbolizes the older generation of what New Japan used to be
the
for a
right
lot
guy
of fans.
the right guy is doing it, I should say. The right guy is presenting this new vision too,
Yeah, and it
'cause
took a
he's
while to
leading it.
get there, and it really finally got here with Yoda Tsuji. He's the first of this like young lion generation to win the world
Yeah.
title, and that's pretty significant. We're talking about all these belt stuff, but the significance of Yoda Tsuji being the first young lion guy, Yu Uemura, Shota Umino, other people, Gabe Kidd, I guess. We throw him in
Not
those
Ryohei Oiwa.
Oiwa, like
Heard
all these
heard he had
people.
a sensational performance on New Year's Dash.
Oh yeah. But he's the first guy to win the world title, and that's pretty big. I mean, you and I, more so me, because at the time I think you were more of a Shota guy, and since reverted
Oh,
tenfold.
that was my style.
Um, but Yoda we right now like we've been talking about Yoda Tsuji as like the guy for this company for a little bit
Yeah,
now, and it has proven to be. It seems is seemingly so far so good, proven to be true.
yeah.
Again, the everything surrounding things. I apologize for keep harking on this because it is such a banner cool moment, but it is the thing of like it's the right guy, right belt, right moments, right. All everything is right in place. It's the execution when that
Mm,
all comes down to the booker. And
yep.
lately, that's been one of the bigger issues of New Japan is the booking in terms of Gito and the booking committee. So, can they follow up? Can it be something fresh and new? And the fact that we're going to Jake Lee next is also the other thing in my crawl of like all of this, all these cool things, and then it's Jake Lee next. It's like, okay, all right, maybe it is.
Oh, it sure is.
And I think that like unless the booking committee gets their act together, which with Jake Lee, it's not a good start. It's sort of this thing of
I will
how
say this.
meaningful will these things work out. I think could it create more
Yeah.
damage down the line? We'll have to see.
I will say this, looking at the entire like scene of New Japan, because I think we could pause here to kind of look at it, and we'll look at it next week too. But to look at the entire scene of New Japan, because the main event's a different thing.
Yeah.
between Tsuji winning, between the tag division being as hot as it's possibly ever been in terms of importance.
Sure.
It's very exciting. Obviously, we'd like junior wrestling to come back to
Juniors,
the forefront.
opposite direction.
Yeah, but like if you can make up for the juniors with tag team wrestling, I think that's okay. For now.
That is a great point, and I'm going to put a pin in that.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
remember to discuss that in
Oh,
regards
buddy, we will
to
talk about Yudo Ice. Don't you worry.
no, but just tag team wrestling as a whole on a global
Oh,
scale, and sort of it being connected to the junior divisions, the women's divisions in various
I think it's
companies.
very important.
There's only
I think
so much time and attention that people are willing to give, and I do think, and I've talked about it before in terms of ratings, that they have similar ratings in women's
Yeah.
division and the tag team divisions. So
Yeah.
if women's starting to get pushed up a little bit more, I think the tag team division starts getting hurt, and I think that is kind of the proof of 2025. But we'll discuss that more next.
and in New Japan, it's juniors.
And New Japan is juniors. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
where it's shaking out. Main event. There's gonna be a little bit of time here. Kazuchika Okada defeats Hiroshi Tanahashi, 33 minutes and 3 seconds. Hiroshi Tanahashi, his final retirement match. The match was spectacular, as one could imagine. A lot of great moments in this match. Tanahashi, one last skin of the cat, if you will. Pulling a great outing here. Obviously, the old man is still obviously in existence there, but pulling out the great spots and the tribute spots as well to Shibata and Nakamura. Big pops from the crowd, but those moments I thought were executed really well. I think the back and forth between Okada as a heel against Tanahashi, sort of reminding the respect that he, comes in as a heel character, but remembers the rivalry and the respect that he's had for Tanahashi. Obviously at one point he does the one arm, which is the classic heel Okada move, taunt. He then does the crowd wide shot, but does the flip of the bird that he does in AEW. But then ultimately ending the match with this guy that he's giving the crowd a moment and pointing to Tanahashi as a chance to like Tinkerbell, Peter Pan musical where you're cheering Tinkerbell to come back to life. You know what I'm talking about with Tanahashi. They did that moment with the crowd, and then the last closing stretch right before Okada hits his big final Rainmaker. We get the full Rainmaker pose wide shot because we're back to the pure moments of what this rivalry, what this whole thing is about between these two. It's Okada versus Tanahashi. It isn't these gimmicks. It's the respect they've had for each other. It's the Rainmaker versus the Ace and Tanahashi, and a good culmination of their story, of Tanahashi's story in his company as well. I just thought it was a really nice, beautiful trip down memory lane of a match, if you will, executed perfectly. I loved it, and obviously there's the whole retirement ceremony, which we'll talk about more in a moment. But I thought the match was just utterly beautiful, Scotty.
I think it's one of the single greatest matches of all time. Like comfortably. Like I have rarely felt that watching a match and saying it's over and be like, that will be remembered forever. That is one of the all-time, like, it was over, and maybe this is recency bias, but I have long had a problem when people ask me, like, what's my favorite match? And I figured it out last year, in terms of, like, the Joshi world, what my favorite match was. But for the longest time, like, I never really knew what my favorite men's pro wrestling match was.
Can you believe it, folks? He's about to say Aaron Wolf versus Evil.
Touche. I think this is it. Like, I think the purpose of this match and what it represents and the story that was told is everything pro wrestling can be. Like, there are so many reasons we watch. Some people just watch for the big moves and the fireworks display matches, and that's cool, that's great. Some people watch for the story, some people watch for the promos, some people watch for all these different things. But I think the universal agreement of what truly amazing professional wrestling is can be seen in this match. You don't have to like Kazuchika Okada and most of his matches. You don't have to like New Japan Pro Wrestling. You don't have to like Puro, whatever, to appreciate the beauty of this match. To appreciate what this match accomplished, what this match does. This is the culmination of a man's career who will go down as the greatest New Japan wrestler of all time, arguably the greatest Japanese wrestler of all time, arguably the greatest wrestler of all time. Right? That is every conversation Hiroshi Tanahashi is in. And you do it in a way against his greatest rival, against his greatest opponent, and against the guy that essentially credits him for making him in so many ways. And you tell a story throughout a match of Okada embracing being that heel to allow Tanahashi one more time to embrace being that super baby face that led this company from the ashes to greatness.
And to go to that point and tie it into the point I was making as well, to have this shit heel of Okada, and ultimately through the match build back up the Rainmaker Okada.
Tanahashi made Okada, and in many ways Okada made himself. I have to be the Rainmaker to beat him. I have to be who I was to beat him. It was such a beautiful ending when he snaps and he does the get out of my way and hits the full elbow drop. And then he looks up at the camera. It's like this is a different human. The switch has flipped. This is Okada. This is the best version of Okada, the guy that they called the greatest of a generation, the great, like all these. This is him. This is him. And I said to myself, and this is not like, I don't think it's fair to Okada even or what I'm about to say, but like this, you will never see a performance like this from Okada again, because he has so much respect for Hiroshi Tanahashi, so much love for Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm sorry, he's never going to give this to you in AEW. That's not a bad thing, because I honestly think this is an all-time career best performance from him, just as much as it's an incredible performance from Tanahashi on his final breath.
There's no other person where Okada has that sort of connection. If anything, it's Omega, right?
That respect or connection. And like, I mean, we saw Okada and Omega this year, and it wasn't the same. Like, it was a really good match. It was a really good match. Probably the most Okada's gone, I think, full Okada in either that or the Ospreay final from the Classic 2024. 2024. Like, that's probably the closest. But this is Okada, Tokyo Dome, Tanahashi rival. Like, it was everything. It was everything all into one. And I'm like, man, and I said this when it was over. I'm like, I'm so happy you're getting paid the money you are now, because I understand why you don't want to do this anymore. It probably takes your body out, and you're going to be able to walk and be happy and make a ton of money and wrestle maybe 50% most days. And that's cool. I get it. But my fucking God, man, you are still that guy when you want to be.
Yeah.
And there's just something about him being in a New Japan ring. I will say, though, just side note, funniest thing was everyone hearing the coin drop, getting pumped, and then his new song hitting. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Oh shit! I forgot about this.
like all the Japanese crowd was so excited, and then it started playing. And they're like,
there was a part of me that, especially as we're laying out like the story of the match.
You want him to walk out to that music or leave
with his old classic.
I did too.
It would have fit. It would have fit perfectly. It would have been a nice little bow on top.
It would have. They probably didn't think of that. Because that's like the match has to be the home run it is and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I feel like those two should have known it was going to be. It is legitimately, like I said, one of the all-time great matches. It is it's in its own bubble this year. Like, I think people, when they're going to talk about like match of the year or whatever, is like, you're just going to have to keep this to the side.
Yeah.
Because it's a retirement match of Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's as beautiful of a match as you're going to have. It was Tanahashi to the fullest effect. Like, this was like when he got up to that top rope and was going for the high fly flow to the floor. I was like, Okay, buddy, here we go.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like it's the first time he's done it on the retirement tour,
No.
but the Tokyo Dome. I'm sure he didn't feel. I'm sure he felt every bit of it when he left, but he didn't feel any of it until after.
Oh, there's video of him after that post on today or yesterday. I think it was today,
Yeah,
where he is shuffling at best.
Yeah. I also will say this: Tanahashi kicking out of the Rainmaker, like that is long built in their rivalry of like that's what kills him, that's what finishes him. So getting that one kick out, the Shibata to the Nakamura moment was incredible. Him doing the full Nakamura. I was like,
so the Shibata moment is great because it's just like a sleeper. And you're like, I was watching the match.
The moment he went on his butt, I was like, oh my god, is he?
That was because that's it. Because it's like a sleeper is like very innocuous as a move.
Yeah,
but I was like sitting there thinking, like, Tanahashi's doing a sleeper. I don't think I've ever seen this guy do a sleeper hold. Right. And then he lowers the guy onto his butt. And I'm like, oh shit, he's doing Shibata. And then just the PK. And then there's like a little bit of beat.
When he did,
his head's down. And he just does the Nakamura.
The crowd
explodes. And then in the moment he's going to the corner, and I'm thinking to myself, how much of a backbend is this guy gonna do?
He did pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not a lot, but it's not
Nakamura.
Bad. He ends up hitting I would say a not great Busaiku.
It was beautiful for the. I always love when people do someone else's move.
What the fuck is Nakamura's move? What's Bumaye? Thank you.
Yeah, Kinshasa. If you want to.
It
up. But like I love when people do that because I don't want it to be beautiful.
Yeah, but I also like there are obvious comparisons that comparison and contrasting between this and the John Cena match, right? And I think there's the John Cena tour of it all. What I like about this match is that it does do these like tribute spots to the Three Musketeers, right? Whereas like John Cena does an entire match of AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers in the world, and most of the moves are just WWE TNA tribute spots, like it's nice in the WWE setting for a match to be like that, but it's also nice for the almost the hope spot in this match to be a tribute spot to his other Three Musketeers. Because also, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say he pinned Okada after the Bumaye, and then I think he did for a high fly flow. I don't quite remember. I think that's what he did. So it did like the full Three Musketeer. And then you have like the final matches itself that have the comparison and whatnot. But yeah, I think like ultimately this match is just like very strong. The
post went right into it, by the way.
What's that?
I think he went right into it because he hit it
on a high fly flow.
Was fired up. Yeah.
I think that's what the order was. So I don't quite remember. But yeah, the match is just like a beautiful moment of storytelling. I think it's a beautiful ending in terms of a match to a career, specifically a career that's also been so built around this specific rivalry. Because obviously Nakamura had a very strong career before Okada popped on the scene, but it is so defined by this rivalry of Okada. It almost makes me wonder what like Okada eventually retires, what that match is going to look like. Because like it's not going to be Tanahashi, probably not going to be Okada. Omega, because Omega's retirement match could be Okada for all I know.
Yeah, he's almost done.
Okada, it's like I genuinely don't even know what that would be, if anything. Maybe like an Osprey, if you will. Maybe like, but it's like even then, it's like what is Okada going to have left?
He won't have that guy to do that with him.
He won't, at least probably not anymore up at that point. So it's very fascinating. I don't know if we have any more. We have a lot. We could talk about the match itself, but I know we need to keep moving on. The retirement angle is so fantastically great.
Yeah.
Did it go on very long? Sure. Did the guy have to take a tour around the entire stadium?
I love the ceremony.
I like it. I say that only as these are nitpicks of like, I've seen people complaining about it and all these sort of things. Like, it was a little long, but it was exactly what it should have been. It should have been the air guitar. It should have been, the wave was fun. It didn't have to be the wave, but it was fine. And then do the fucking boat ride on the tour, and then the fucking Tam Nakano blast of smoke and leaving. Historical significance. We'll
immensely.
put that in the back of my head, Scotty, for the ballot.
There you go.
Historical significance, Tam
There
Nakano.
you go.
Redefining how people retire in their retirement ceremonies.
Though he was seen the next day, so
yeah. Where's Tam Nakano? Has Tam Nakano been seen?
no, she's they released stuff that said like like they're pretty much acting like she's dead.
Good enough, I guess. But then you have this, obviously the actual proper retirement ceremony where you have the entire AEW roster come out. You have you have Kota Ibushi, which was a nice little surprise.
He
as a guy that is
his way in there,
practically banned from the company, but a guy that towards ACL or something like that. I forget what it exactly was, but struggling down, absolutely struggling down the ramp there. It was heartbreaking to see that moment. Shibata come out and seeing Tanahashi just absolutely ball. That was
the music hit.
That was the most beautiful moment of the entire retirement ceremony. With Shibata coming out, both of them taking shirts off, chop, chop, chop. They go in for the big hug. Camera sweeps down to Tanahashi and he's bawling. And it's like, that's perfect. That got me really hard. Kenji Muto taking out a selfie, of course. The only guy immediately comes to the ring, does the Kenji Muto taunt, takes the picture. The only guy that I think doesn't do the like Hiroshi Tanahashi like L thing, whatever that meaning is. Instead he's doing the Kenji Muto 2 sweets. I just love Kenji Muto so much. So
can I just say this? When Jay White went out there, I was like, why?
Went out first? Yeah, too. First, I was like, really? Jay White first? All right.
I was like, interesting. I mean, people
I guess we gotta build. We gotta build up.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I loved Naito being the fucking worst.
I know. Like Kenji Muto is his own thing, but Naito is like his own guy. He does his own music, but now it's the new music, and then Bushi comes out, and
he's like,
"Come on, move on."
I just like imagine Tanahashi like talking that over with him. He's like, "You want me to come back? I don't know." He's like, "All right, here's my deal. I have to be last. Bushi has to be there."
Someone needs to carry my belts.
You can play Stardust, but it has to go into my new music. And by the way, I might take a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was. And
you're gonna have to do my taunt at the end
because I was upset that he wasn't there. Like I was like, come on, man. He's. I know he's in Japan.
Yeah. He out Muto.
Well, that's because Muto is ringside.
I love also like everyone comes out to the entrance ramp and it's like, oh, Kenji Muto's music playing. Where is he? He's at this table. And he's like, all right, time to get up.
He's like, oh, that's me.
Table. I love an old man slapping a table like, oh, time to get up.
Muto specifically. I will say this because I think it's just the obvious. I hate American wrestling politics. I hate American wrestling companies. I hate everyone involved that didn't allow Nakamura to be there, which is mostly just WWE. So fuck them.
Yeah, we got a lot more of that and a lot more of like Tony Khan, all this stuff. It's like, no, it's WWE guys. Come on.
This like for him not to just be able to be there.
Send in a video at least.
Oh, I know. It felt incomplete. Yeah. It really did. Like with no Nakamura, I was like,
and we had 2 ways of honoring him with Takeshita's armband and the Nakamura.
That was cool.
Which was great.
That was very clearly him being like, I want to be there so freaking bad, and I can't.
Yeah.
Which is just it's so wrong. Like
it's all WWE. People blaming other companies and other people, and I get it.
You can blame it for like the match or whatever and how that all happened. I don't give a shit anymore. I mean, clearly Okada was the perfect opponent. Let's be real.
But if WWE was okay with but that's the other thing. If WWE was okay with Nakamura doing the match and the match fell through and politically and it just didn't happen, now they're suddenly because of that not okay for Nakamura to be there at all.
Right?
No, they probably poo-pooed it initially.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sucked that he couldn't be there, but it was a beautiful everything. Wrestling will miss Hiroshi Tanahashi massively.
Luckily, he's still
Watching,
around. Luckily, he's still a voice
he
in the
he
room.
is. So like we will
He's
still
not dead
hear
like Tam
him, see
Nakano.
him. Yeah, no. He's not going to Hollywood like John. He is very much still there. But it was as good of a retirement as you're ever gonna see. It was everything they could have imagined and more. I don't think it could have went more perfect, honestly.
No, no.
It was a absolute home run. Um,
In a
I,
baseball
I
stadium, if you believe it, folks.
yeah, literally. And I just think like I don't know. It's like, will New Japan ever be that great again? No.
Yeah. Well, that's why I talk about like with the V4 titles and all these sort of things. Like it's a step back to try to evolve into the next thing, and it's tough because that was the peak of New Japan, at least in a modern sense. But it was such a golden period that in a modern golden period for
Yeah,
New Japan.
that was the official end.
We've been sort of like waiting around in the mud for like 5 years.
Yep.
And this was officially like the end of that period. We are moving in. And that's what's also ironic about the bringing back the V4. It's that this is the end, but we're also going to go back to that period with the V4 title. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
So it's weird. But I think I think what it is like, it's an acknowledgement that that period has ended and so many people are seeing that period has ended. But it is like, well, we don't want it to end because it was such a great period. We want to bring something into the new future. We thought about evolving to the next thing, but people didn't want to evolve yet, and now they don't really have a choice. But we're gonna try to help them out a little bit by giving them the V4,
Right.
because this company's different. A lot of the top stars are gone of that period. Okada,
All the
Omega,
top stars are
Jay
gone.
White, Tanahashi, Osprey, all the top stars of that period.
Naito.
Uh,
They're all gone. They
they're
are
all
all gone.
they're all gone. The biggest star of that period, I mean, obviously it's Hiroki Goto, folks. But I mean, genuinely, I don't know who's the biggest star of that period that's like still around. I mean, like I was gonna think of like juniors. Kushida's gone. Hiromu's got a foot out the door.
Yeah.
Liger's retired. I mean, that's
It's
kind
a
of that
it's a
period. Not
fully different
really.
company. It's just a
Tag teams
fully
is, I mean, no, not existent, but
no. It's a fully different company now. It's the end of an era. New beginning has a lot of meaning to it now.
mhm.
So here's Jake Lee.
It
Uh,
when you talk about like legacy, it is the thing of the company, and that's the if I had to look at it half empty here for a second, with Scotty, you know, there's a lot of hope and optimism going to the future. But talking about legacy and talking about like this being the end of that period is, their people, their fans are probably going to recognize that. There are probably a lot of podcasters out there right now that who have been watching New Japan or part are on board for this past decade and a half or so, that have been watching, that they're seeing an off ramp, and there's going to be an off ramp for people. For this company as a whole, part of the issue for the past 5 years is that they have been in the shadows of that golden period for a while. Now
Yeah.
we have a hard stop and we have a hard reboot reset into the next thing. The shadow of Hiroshi Tanahashi is still gonna last and linger.
Yeah.
Okada is still gonna linger, but he can always pop back in, but it's always gonna linger. What can this company be with all those guys practically gone at this point? The answer is it can be whatever it wants to be. And that's the exciting hope part. It can be whatever it wants to be. It is a fresh start. That's what makes me excited about the future. That what makes me scared about the present. In terms of there are other things that need to be changed and adjusted, for this company to get back to that stage. Because look, it could easily fall back and suffer underneath the weight and the shadow of Tanahashi's legacy, but it can also flourish in that as well. You know, it is a monumental moment for this company, to have the last of a dying breed go out on their sword like Tanahashi did. And it's just a matter of what does this company do next? And that is what makes 2026 so exciting for New Japan, because it is like the slate is clean. We have got rid of the gunk with that surrounded the world heavyweight title belt. We have got rid of the present stars, stars of the past. It's now like they have to figure it out. It's a brand new company. It is fascinating to see what they're going to be able to do.
It's the first time since 1999 Hiroshi Tanahashi is not a New Japan pro wrestler anymore.
Yeah, 26 years.
Like 26 years, 3,000 matches. Not all in New Japan, but most
Yeah.
of them. And essentially, like I said, he's going to go down as the greatest New Japan wrestler of all time. Simple, like that. Like when you
Modern. I'll throw on the caveat of modern because Inoki's there.
well, it's those two, though. Like that's the conversation. It's Inoki and Tanahashi.
It's Mount Rushmore is easily Inoki, Tanahashi, Okada, and
Right. Like
Giant Baba.
obviously, full respect to Inoki.
Yeah, in a modern sense,
the,
it's Tanahashi.
The importance of Tanahashi is that he made sure this company didn't die.
Yeah, he is the guy. If you want to talk about golden period, this golden period ending, Scotty, how did this golden period begin? On the backs of Tanahashi.
Yeah, like he is the most important wrestler of the modern era by far, not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are just so many there's so many caveats to how important he was, who he was, what he did, 8-time IWGP heavyweight champion, countless all-time matches, just truly unbelievable. What he accomplished in his career, and truly unbelievable how much he did. And I think one of my friends said this really well. No matter how old he was, no matter the state of the company, no matter how he was probably feeling, any of this, he always stepped up. He was always the answer. He was always there. I remember during COVID when I forget someone got sick or something, and he had to step into a big Tokyo Dome match or something like that. When they were doing the mini Tokyo Dome shows. Like the Grand Slam, is that what they were called? Maybe
something like that. I don't.
Yeah. So either way, and he stepped in and stepped into the main event and had an unbelievable match. And it's how many times did he do that? And it's all of them. Anytime they needed him. Every time he needed him.
It is the thing that we talk about with John Moxley nowadays with AEW. You know what
I
mean?
That's the big comparison, for them is that is in so many ways I found it. Shingo defended against Tanahashi at Wrestle Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be who the hell was that supposed to be? Was it Ibushi?
Could have been Ibushi. That would make
sense.
It
always feels
because they were also linked as tag team partners at that point, so it might make sense that it would be Ibushi.
Here we go. It was originally
Scotty Edwards. What?
Sadu. But I got a 5 from Dave, for example. Like that, he stepped in, stepped up.
He's the stepdad that stepped up, Scotty.
Yeah. He was always there. He was always there to answer the call, always there to perform, always there to give you something. And that is now gone. And I think that is part of the change that they need is
it's daunting. It's daunting.
Yeah. Now you can't count on Hiroshi Tanahashi for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And I think that's it was Kota Ibushi, by the way.
Perfect.
Shocker. It's always Kota Ibushi. It feels like anytime something happens. Oh, because this show was originally supposed to happen another time, and it got stopped because of a emergency due to COVID, things got shut down.
There was a new surge or something.
Yeah, something like that. Side effects. He missed the event because of side effects of COVID.
Oh, okay, there we go.
It forced Tanahashi in there last second, and that's my point, though. there will never be another guy like him. They will never. That is the other thing I felt watching this show is like that. This feeling that you have watching Okada and Tanahashi can't be replicated. It will
Yeah.
never be replicated.
Yeah.
No matter even if like neither of them were your guy. You know, a lot of people like Naito guys or Ibushi guys or Shibata. You know, like everyone had their guy of that age, right? Even if they weren't your guys, you appreciated the greatness. You appreciated what they did. And now the one good thing is Tanahashi will help them build their future now.
Mm-hmm.
He will lead the way outside of the ring and in full force, and maybe that does a lot of good for him. You know, there's a extra focus on now you are a president. Now you are no longer a wrestler. And we'll see that. But what a legacy, what a career. One of the great all-time careers. One of the great all-time retirement matches, probably the best I've ever seen. Yeah, I'm just happy to have witnessed it all. You know, I think that's really cool, and it's left me wanting to go back and watch Tanahashi matches more than anything else.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's also very exciting to kind of dive into this world of New Japan after the fact and see who rises to the occasion and who drowns. I can tell you who drowns, and he wore a diaper on Tokyo Dome. It would be really cool if like Shota Umino ended up being great. You know, like that'd be really cool. It's not going to happen. But like that would be a wonderful surprise for them. You know,
Yeah.
like things like that. But
Yeah,
no
it's a matter of who you know, it's pro wrestling. Pro wrestling on a large scale works in cycles, like you know, like everything. And it's a company that has been sort of down cycling for the past little bit. At some point, the question is who and when will the company start upcycling once again, right? And you know, all these other smaller companies have kind of found some people. You know, Noah's found Ozawa. All Japan to a certain degree has found Yu Anzai. Like they've all found like these guys that are like have sort of extended, you know, Saito's to a degree with All Japan, extended business, extended excitement, eyes to the company. I think New Japan has a good amount of folks. It's just a matter of utilizing them properly. I think, you know, soon they have confidence in Aaron Wolf is exciting entry.
I will.
Who's going to be the guy that is that new flag bearer, that gold standard?
To have
and why
Suji,
is it Sheldon Benjamin?
Be awesome. Also old. To have Suji make the statement he did within the past couple days, and then to have New Year's Dash end with Yuto Ice cutting that promo of we are staying in New Japan, we are with New Japan, all that good stuff. Like that is what they need. That is what they need. They need the idea and telling people we are taking over now. We got this. We got you. We are going to run this. And that's very, very, very exciting. That's the funny thing about like their youth. Out of all the Puro companies, they have the most numbers of youthful excitement. You know, it's just they just got to use it. They just have to use it.
Yeah. Use it properly, more than anything. Use it properly, I should say.
Use it properly and build the guys up. And this is a Bushiroad problem. Build the people up that are gonna be there tomorrow.
Yeah,
please. It's
I'll extend that to say like revise that to not just be there tomorrow, but be there for the next several years. You know, that are committed.
Absolutely. You know, like they have this love for international stars, which is fine. That's part of, you know, Puro history and whatnot. But go with your guys. Go with your guys that are going to connect with the crowds.
For all we know, like Nick Nemeth shows up at New Beginning. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things.
Something scary happens.
Yeah, we felt this before of New Japan, and then like New Beginning does something crazy and stupid.
I'm sure they're going to go with Aaron Wolf. I don't have much doubt on that one.
I don't disagree. All right, let's move on. We don't have a whole lot of time, so we're going to move.
Let's just end the show.
We can end the show if you like. I mean, I have some takes and whatnot to give out, I guess.
Oh yeah, we'll give some take. We can give like a little speed round of everything else.
Yeah, I was just going to do a speed round. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of takes from Marigold.
Noah sucked.
We'll talk about that. Marigold first. I watched 2 of his matches. I didn't watch all of them. I didn't even watch the most important ones just because work got a little out tonight. I watched Tommy Hayashishita defeat Shiaki Goto and the Marigold Twin Star title match between Darkness Revolution and what's this? Darkness Revolution? I was
They called it the Darkness Summit. Shouts out.
yeah, I was gonna watch everything else at work, but
Yeah.
work got a little away from me there.
Work got worky. Gotcha.
Yeah, but ultimately, what do you think of the Marigold show, and more importantly, the GC Women's Title match where Mayu Iwatani becomes the new champion, and the Marigold World Title match where Miku Ano successfully retains title?
I think it's a very strong start to the year for them. That was my big takeaway. Is I think for a company that's obviously not like one of the big major companies in Japan, but still we'll run some big shows here and there. You want a good foot forward.
Yeah.
There's a point in the main event that Miku Ano absolutely gets concussed or something of the sorts. Because okay, so they're on a table that's breaking as they're standing on it. Okay, like it is breaking, and Mai Sakurai decides let's just go fool Julia and do it anyways. So essentially, she spikes Miku Ano's head on the edge of the table, and the edge of the table cracks. And I go, oh no. Very physical match though. They did a good job of recovering. It was scary. And then Mayu versus Takumi was fantastic. Congratulations to Pro Wrestling Noah for having a real champion now. Because I know Smack Daddy ain't one. He sucks, dude. I can't stand him. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah. But it was a good show, good step in the right direction. If you want to hear like a full review, I did it over on my YouTube channel. Yeah, that's the main gist of that.
I would also still recommend Utami the singles and
Director's
Summit. It was fun.
Well,
it was nice little matches. I went like 3.5 3/4.
You asked me specifically for my thoughts on the 2 other matches. So I
agree. Go check out Scotty's review of the whole show. My review
it's a good show.
I would have to say, Scotty, I'm gonna guess start at Utami Hayashishita and Yaka Goto and go from there. Don't watch.
I always recommend the
Megaton versus Curry Show Tokyo Japan 3 times.
No, I always recommend the first match because it's the young crew and
the rookie crew.
They're the most exciting part of the company, I think, outside of like Mayu. So I always recommend that. But
yeah, you had a great video on what was it, Suriyami Alka?
Yeah, I did that in terms of like her year and how incredible it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I always recommend watching her. And she was in the opening as her anniversary match. So that was really good. And they're building now to Mayu's anniversary on the 24th. And then from there we'll see. But yeah, really, really enjoyable show. I will say, like, I found something to enjoy from every show this past 2 weeks.
I agree.
Even Noah.
Can you believe it, folks? I think we've already hinted at what that was.
Yeah, the Good Brothers. Obviously. Shouts out.
Shouts out Tex. Big Tex Ferguson guys over here.
What were your thoughts on Noah?
Noah wasn't as strong. Look, this show was disappointing, to say the least. I think, Scotty, is that this is a very disappointing show. You wanted to obviously be better, but it just didn't get there. Best match on the show, like we've already said, is Amakusa winning the GHC Junior Heavyweight title from Hiromu Takahashi. Great, genuinely great match, fun, exciting match.
Best
not
junior
surprised.
Match of the week.
Best junior match of the week for sure. I did also enjoy, some outside picks. I also enjoyed, nice little matches. The opener with the junior heavyweight tag titles on the line was a nice little match, 3 1/4. I like the Progress Atlas title match with Will Cruz and Saxon Huxley. That was again a nice little match.
Huxley guy.
Will Cruz hits this guy. I don't know. Have you seen a picture of what Will Cruz looks like? Because I know you did not watch this match.
I did not watch the match. I know what it looks like.
He is a young guy, 6'4", close to 300 pounds. Cage Match says 297. He hits the cleanest Spanish fly off the top rope that I've seen in a while. It was beautiful. It was graceful, Scotty.
Did you watch every match?
I watched every match on the show.
Why?
Because I wanted this match. Because I watched it the day after with no things, so I didn't know how the show was. Didn't see any reviews. I wanted the show to be good because there was like a good amount of stuff on here that I
was it good, Ryan?
No. The
Let's talk about some stinkies.
The two different 8-man tags. I mean, the first one you could have guessed would have been very, vaguely boring. The second one, the break the silence match, where we got the reveal of the White Raven Squad, which is misspelled on Cage Match. They spelled it the normal way you spell squad, but of course, White Raven Squad has a W in it.
Yeah, I think that's because Kenta spelled it incorrectly.
Oh, that's hilarious. And it should be how it is spelled. But I think it's like that match was like really bad and boring and just kind of like whatever. The GC national title match, Alpha Wolf and Dragon Bane,
that sucked.
That sucked. That match really stunk. It did not work together.
The worst match those two could ever have.
There's a moment where the match fully stops for them to get back on the same page, and then it kicks into like the next gear. And then you have the finish of that match just being just utterly stupid with Alpha Wolf turning heel on his brother. And I told you in the preview that like Noah just wants to split these guys up. One of the best tag teams in the world. That Noah actively just wants to break up for whatever reason. I guess they see stuff in
Noah, maybe.
I was gonna say I guess they see stuff in Dragon Bane. I don't know. Or Alpha Wolf. I don't know. He wins the title, but just a really dumb, bad match that just does not work in any capacity. Good Brothers. I mean, what is there to say? I mean, the best match on the card, arguably. Just like a lot of I don't know. No, this is the Good Brothers. They win their match, which
as
is appalling.
They should.
As they should. But also, like, what are we doing?
No. The Good Brothers had it was fine.
It wasn't
bad.
It was aggressively fine. I think I went.
They're still them,
2.25. 2.25 is what I want on it.
Yeah,
but more importantly than anything,
put in a shift.
More importantly, I think than anything, Scotty, with this show, with that match in particular, is you just have Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson not only coming into Noah and winning, which is ridiculous, but look who they're winning against: Kaito Kiyomiya and Jack Morris, guys that 2 years ago were like, "Oh, these are the guys of Noah." Kaito Kiyomiya 2 years ago was one of the best wrestlers in the world. Jack Morris on the come up, doing really great. Now they're here after a year that was for Noah, which
they're
was
losing to the
solid
up and comers.
They're losing to Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, young up and comers. Doc Gallows, 42 years old. Carl Anderson, 45 years old. By the way, I cannot believe Doc Gallows is younger than Carl Anderson. That is genuinely crazy.
How dare you? How fucking dare you?
Genuinely crazy that I revealed that.
Listen, I want to give credit here, okay? I want to give credit here. Carl Anderson, he's changed a lot throughout his career and how he wrestles. Doc Gallows, always the same.
Always the same. Just a longer beard.
Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, he dressed up like the magical wizard again.
as he should. But yeah, it is this. I look at this match and seeing Doc Gallows, the Good Brothers coming in and win.
My third highest rated match of the ones I watched. I watched 6 of them.
Yeah. If I'm Kaito Kiyomiya and Jack Morris, I would leave immediately. Is what I would do. You're obviously not welcomed in this company. They're getting the Yoshiki Inamura treatment if I've ever seen one.
Kaito will never leave. Jack Morris tried to leave. That's the difference.
Jack Morris, there's plenty of good places for you to go. Naito Bushi tag title win versus Marufuji and Kano stunk. That stunk as well.
Never, ever want to watch Naomichi Marufuji wrestle again.
Yeah, he's so badly washed.
Like people were talking about Naito a lot, and like that's fine. He can't.
And Naito packing on a couple pounds there. Naito.
Oh, hey, living good, buddy.
Letting the good British food come in,
but still has aura up the wazoo. That guy's entrance, that crowd, lost their minds. So like he's fine. Marufuji brings nothing positive.
Yeah,
0.
Marufuji's not doing well.
Looked awful.
Naito can ride the charisma a little bit longer. Marufuji cannot. So that's a struggle. Kano did his best.
You put Naito in there with Kano, it was fine. It was like passable. You put Marufuji in there, he missed everything.
Yeah, real bad. And then the main event, Yoshiki Inamura versus Ozawa. I didn't necessarily think this was bad. I just thought this was like aggressive. Like I think I went I think I went like 2.5. Yeah, I went 2.5 on this. It was
I
just
went
like
3/4.
okay, you liked it a little bit more than me. I was just like not into it.
No.
Oh, you had
3/4 total.
I think I had 3 and a quarter.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think this match stunk. I just thought it was like, it's fine work. Ozawa, I think I've realized what Ozawa is real quickly. I think I realized what Ozawa is. He's just Jay White. That's all he is. He's just Jay White. He's a guy, a hot looking guy with nice hair and a 6-pack who immediately the bell rings and he leaves the ring. And he has a good, nice long match where he can wrestle well, but then he does a bunch of shenanigans. And you know there's stuff that could be there, but ultimately he's just late New Japan era Jay White.
My big problem with
it's real rough. And then losing the Yoshiki Inamura.
That was ridiculous.
We used to be high on, well, not necessarily Inamura, but more Yoichi. But I'm just seeing this result. I'm like, oh, I mean, come on, really,
Mr. Smack Daddy.
I didn't realize that was his nickname, and that stinks.
And it says it all over his ass. This guy sucks. I can't stand him.
Which one?
I think Ozawa's still hurt. By the way,
it's plausible.
Like he showed his foot after he literally took his boot off. He's like, "Look," and I was like, "Yeah, you shouldn't be wrestling with that." Still.
Yeah,
like the stitches are still fresh, buddy. Like that's how bad it looked.
Oh, so that's a big reason this show should not have happened to begin with.
No, they absolutely rushed him back for this match. Absolutely. Which, like, you kind of probably needed to, so I get it.
I'm trying to look up the attendance for the past couple of years.
Over 6,000.
It was over 6,000 on this show. I'm trying to get, like I said, the past couple of years to get an idea. Last year was 5,000. The year before that was 5,100.
That was him. Listen, we have to accept it. That was him. Like he brings the people in.
He in the main event 62
helped.
Naito obviously helped it too as well, but
Naito helped. Like the easiest giveaway of like, hey, by the way, the guy that you guys love cheering that you haven't been able to cheer for in over a year, yeah, he's coming. But yeah, Ozawa was the guy, and I think my big takeaway from this entire match is that they did nothing. Like impressively accomplished nothing in this match.
Yep.
And Yoshiki Inamura stinks. Mr. Smack Daddy, I hate it.
Yeah.
That was all my takes.
It was just like bad show, massive disappointment, did not accomplish anything. Ultimately, what it accomplished is like the outsiders
came back.
The outsiders of like Bushi and Naito and the Good Brothers are like moving forward, and it's just sort of like,
yeah,
I don't know. We've lost the plot. I think we've now what I've seen here is like we had a great year of all this stuff. Ozawa leaves, gets injured, leaves, and then the rest of the year kind of like loses the plot because they don't know what to do without Ozawa, and they kind of scramble, and then they have this show, and it just doesn't work as well because various reasons, and
they also just did nothing with.
This is boring.
They did nothing with Kenta.
Nothing with Kenta.
Kenta. I don't know.
Kenta.
So they have a big show coming up this weekend. I don't know if you knew that. They're right back at it, which is probably a good,
right? And I gotta respect that. Ultimately gotta respect that.
So here's your big few matches if you're interested.
This is Lethal Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken.
Legacy Rise.
Oh, Legacy Rise. There's a Tetsuya Endo hometown show that's called Lethal Odyssey.
That doesn't matter. This one's at Korakuen Hall on Sunday.
Okay, so it's a big Korakuen Hall show.
Yeah. You have Kenta versus Ulka Sasaki, who is heading to America or something.
Yeah.
So that's not good. That might only mean one place. So that's
oh my god, Ulka Sasaki. Oh, because they're gonna have him maybe team up with Nakamura. Do you think that's an idea?
Well, that'd be cool for him.
Yeah.
For him, because he likes Nakamura. Then you have an 8-man tag, Kiyomiya Haratoki, Alejandro Fujimura versus Sugura, Tadasuke, Alpha Wolf, and Masaoka. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's a big old who gives a shit match there.
Then you have Ozawa versus Endo, which is obviously a big match.
It's interesting, but like right now, I'm like, all right.
You have Amakusa defending the junior against Odashima.
Let's get into it, folks.
That is the funny thing about Noah. Like, So they're like the reverse New Japan. Everything else stinks for them except
The
junior wrestling.
juniors rule. Daiki Yoshima rules, baby.
Yeah, so that's and then your main event is Mr. Smack Daddy versus Masaki
Smack
Kimura.
Daddy versus the Chairman.
By the way, his shirt is hilarious. I was like, that shirt looks so WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
He
just
didn't even go there.
it's a whatever. It's a look, I'm gonna watch the show, not the show. I'll watch the top two, the junior and the heavyweight, maybe the Oka and the Kenta, maybe the Ozawa and the Endo, just to get like a vibe, depending on the cage match ratings, probably. But like, yeah, it is what it is. It's ultimately for me, Scotty. How I feel about the Noah New Year show. It's ultimately a massive disappointment. This company was riding good wave, and I think the wave is like, oh, okay, it's time to get off the wave, which stinks. But
Get off the way.
get off the way. It's the TNA effect, where it's just like, all right, all right. This did not pan out
Speaking
well.
of which, it's almost time, baby.
It's almost time where we only boot up my AMC subscriptions. So I don't know. Can I watch this show? I don't think I can.
Yeah, I'm actually so when I get my AMC subscription, I'm actually gonna accidentally kind of get an AMC Stubs subscription instead and have to just movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. I actually got. I'm an AMC Premier Go man.
Screw that. I'm getting an A-list one.
Oh, a big spender over here.
I'm going big. I don't forget AMC on television. Ugh. You know, I was thinking they gotta sign someone for that show, right?
What do you mean? They just signed Twitch streamer BDE.
Great.
I think it stands for Big Dick Energy. Anyways, on that note, we'll talk about that and more next week.
Well, I don't think we'll talk about that next week at all.
We'll talk about TNA, I guess.
That's part of the big discussion. Next week's the show of the year.
Yeah,
show
of the year.
I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
more specifically, show of the year in the sense that we're talking about the year, not necessarily quality, but more so the content
and the upcoming.
I think quality as well. I think it's a good show. We'll be discussing our year in review of 2025, giving our thoughts on, grand sweeping thoughts of the year. Give some promotional thoughts. We'll also reveal the results of the 2025 Baggy Awards, Best Around the Globe, which is a sort of silent award ballot that we've been doing. We got all
silent auction.
Silent. It is a silent auction. Someone will be going ahead with this crocheted blanket. This gift basket of gift cards. But yeah, we for this will be the second time we've done the Best Around the Globe Awards. And we will reveal those results next week as well. We sent out ballots to a bunch of contributors for the Countout Network this year, and we got all the results in. And there are some fascinating results already, Scotty, and I do like it. So we'll talk about that and so much more next week, folks. But before we go, of course, Scotty, I know we went through pretty much every single match we watched this week, but do you have any plugs and do you have a match of the week?
I do. But before we get to that, because we didn't have any movie talk, and it would be criminal if we took that away from people.
I think I watched one. I was sick, as we know from last week. And as you can probably tell from this episode, still kind of actually getting over it, which sucks.
I think I only watched one too.
I watched two movies. I forgot I did watch, in fact, two movies. I'll say them right quickly. Last night I watched Francis Ford Coppola, The Outsiders. As we revealed last week, Scotty,
really hoping you said Megalopolis.
No, the month of January. No, this was Jessie's pick, and she did not want to watch Megalopolis. So we watched 1983's The Outsider, featuring the cast such as, here's this cast. Ready? Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise.
Wow.
All in this movie.
How was it?
It was fine. I liked it. It was a good, nice little low level good movie is what I'll rate it. And then I also watched Train Dreams on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched that a few months, 2 months ago. Well, no, I watched that in December. Part of my. That's what I'm going to talk about, by the way. How'd you like it?
Great movie. I thought this movie
pretty
was
movie. That was
pretty movie. Rivals Hamnet in a lot of ways of like pretty movie. about like a wife guy that ultimately I end up bawling to. So, but I liked it. I think nice vibe movie as well. Depressing in a lot, depressing vibes, but a nice vibe movie as well.
I've yet to watch my first one of the year this year, and I feel a lot of pressure.
Me too. I have not watched anything
Just
that's
said
come
you
out in
watched one.
2026.
Oh
No,
no! I don't mean that. I mean first overall.
Oh, I see what you see.
Yeah, 2026. I mean, buddy, it's been 6 days. It's hard to have 2026 release movies. Though I do plan to go see. Is this on with Will Arnett and?
I have not heard great things about that movie.
Well, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it.
Is it in theaters? Yeah, it's in theaters.
Yeah, it's in theaters. It's in select theaters at this moment. I've seen good. I've seen mediocre. I've seen. You know what? I'm gonna see it. How about that? Mostly because it's that time of year where there's like nothing, anyways.
I know.
That and I'm waiting for like the re-releases when the Oscar stuff's announced. So
yeah, I'm also in the boat of just kind of like closing up shop on 2025. I don't think like I mean, the Bone Temple comes out next week, and I haven't watched a single other 28 blank later yet. And I'm kind of just like, well, I do want to watch all of them. So I'm not going to be able to watch all of them before that movie comes out.
I just want to see a new movie.
I know. The next
movie
that I'm interested in. Next new movie I'm interested in is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I don't know if you've seen that trailer.
I might have. I don't know.
But it comes out.
I liked the Robin Hood trailer today.
Oh, that just dropped today as well. Yeah,
with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, old Witcher.
The whole idea is
Witcher-esque Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Okay, so
he's playing Old Man Logan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's playing Logan. So essentially, I ended up watching 44 in the month of December. 44 movies.
Wow, that's really impressive.
One a day, if not some more.
Yeah.
And it was great. Did I tell you last week I watched Whiplash for the first time?
Yes, it stressed you out.
Yeah, I haven't. That's one of like the last movies I've watched. Still like, brother. My last movie of the year ended up being Friendship with.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
It was okay, right? I mean, it was you're sort of upset. Like it's just like I
was kind of like waiting. I feel like I was waiting. Like
me too.
Like I understand like a lot of it's trying to play to his comedy, obviously. But I was like, I feel like there's something missing.
I hate to say this at the end of the episode, and I apologize.
Not believable, by the way, that Kate Mara is married to him, but continue.
I do. My favorite part of the entire movie is Kate Mara constantly talking about how she needs a bigger van. that constantly popped me every single time.
And then he absolutely destroys it at the end.
That's the best running gag of that entire movie.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, hot take. So very much the end of the episode, and I apologize to past guests and great friend Andrew Erickson for saying this, because I feel like he's more into it than I am. I think I'm realizing that I'm not that into Tim Robinson.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen him, and I don't.
He has some like
the clips. You know,
I think he's a great clip. There's like wrestlers that are great gifs. You know what I mean? And then you see Private Party. You know how Private Party was a great tag team because they're a good gif.
Yeah, he's not evil. He's not a storyteller. He's more of a,
Yeah, and I haven't seen Chair Company, so maybe that's something different. And
I just don't think I like him.
I love Detroiters. I don't quite really love I Think You Should Leave. I really enjoy Friendship.
Way of comedy.
I think he's hit or miss. I think that's what it is ultimately for me, is that he's hit or miss. I do recommend, if you haven't seen it, one of my favorite SNL sketches that I constantly think about is the NBA theme song SNL sketch.
I have seen that one.
Basketball, gimme the ball.
I'm
gonna dunk it. Yeah.
That one is good. Yeah,
I think about that all the time.
That ended up being my last one.
The basketball sketch, the NBA sketch from SNL.
Yeah,
because that's what I call a slam dunk.
Because I watched that after the Stranger Things finale because I was running out of time on New Year's Eve.
Okay, quick side tangent. Stranger Things season 5 review. I don't care about spoilers. Maybe people might care about spoilers. I have not seen Stranger Things since the end of season 3. Was it good? Was season 5 good?
Yeah, I had
And
it
by the
up.
way, end of season 3, which I believe was 10 years ago. So what do you think of season 5?
It had its ups and downs.
Mhm.
I understand why some people hate it. I understand why some people like it. I had tears in my eyes multiple times. So
Yeah.
for me, like, as someone who watched it from the very beginning, um, I was mostly happy with the end. I think season 5's probably the weakest season, but
I
I
thought
think that
2 was really weak in my
yeah,
opinion.
it's either one of those 2. But it comes with the territory of you wait so long, like, the expectations are so high that,
Yeah.
like, unless you hit an absolute massive home run, which, by the way, none of these shows ever do, um, it's just impossible to live up to it. And, like, a big thing I think people have to remember, this is just me, but, like, this is a kid's show at the end of the day. Like, it is. In
Yeah.
some ways it is, some ways it isn't. I know people debate that,
Because
but
it's
it
crazy
is
because it was a kid show when it came out, but now it's like these are all adults, and also the
right.
people that watched it as a kids are now all adults as well.
Yeah, because, like, yeah, everyone wanted one way to go, whatever. I mostly enjoyed it, though, because I mostly liked the, like, 3 characters. As long as they had a nice ending, I was happy, you know?
Yeah.
Shout out Steve one time, also known as Joe Carey, also known as Dijon. That's my guy. Um, and shout out Dustin. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Anyways, match of the week, plugs.
Oh, yeah,
Um
yeah.
Thank you for the ramble. My match of the week, because we talked about everything else I've watched this week, impressively. I guess would be Miyu Watanabe versus Suzume from TJPW. I think it's probably the best TJPW match of all time that doesn't include Miyu Yamashita. Shout out Miyu Yamashita because I've been complaining about her all week of how she doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that was great. Great. In terms of plugs, youtube.com/@ScottEWrestling. Tomorrow, my 5-star Joshi Awards are revealed in a video. We have a nice award show. I wore a tie that I immediately took off. I'll wear a tie next week too for the baggies. Don't you worry.
Oh, of course.
I'm a man of class here, you know. But yeah, I think, and this is, I don't want to be like big headed about it, but I'm very proud of this. We had over 400 plus votes, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
And I think it perfectly illustrates the year. Like, I think the results, I've already recorded it. I think the results perfectly illustrate the year in Joshi. Like, I really do. I think it does a good job at illustrating, like, you know, Stardom obviously had an amazing year. Marigold did some good things. TJPW, Sendai Girls, marvelous. Like, even if, like, what you wanted didn't win, I think you can understand why something else did. And I think that's kind of why I'm really happy with the awards. People can get mad at me. I'm sure they will. I'm used to it. I didn't.
And you put in all those ballots, all those 400 plus ballots.
Yeah. I did have to delete some because I could tell, like, some people, like, kept voting like one specific thing. I was like, okay, if you're gonna do this, you gotta change your ballot. But that's neither here nor there. So, like, we had even more votes, but I had to clean those up. Because, like, halfway through, I was like, oh right, I should probably change this to, like, you need an email to vote. Before, whatever. You get my point. But I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of how it turned out. That video will be up tomorrow, and then on Friday, I will have a Joshi predictions video predicting stuff for the whole year and going over my predictions from last year, which is always really funny. See what I got right, what I got wrong, and that'll be that. So yeah, we've had a busy week. I've done, I think, 6 videos over the past week. So been a lot of fun. We're almost at the end of, like, the year opening stuff. I have a lot of plans, but for now, thank you for that. And I kick it over to you to finish us off, and we can go home.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We're already home.
Next week, of course, we're going to be talking about the year in review that is 2025, along with our baggy awards, our best around the globe awards. These sort of it's not the silent thing; it's the pertinent
I,
select
I'm
group.
gonna be I'm going to put Ryan on the spot. That's going to open the show, everyone. So you're going to want to hear it.
Yeah, not a ballot to 400 people, but a select group of people that have been contributors to Count Out for the past.
I like the way you do it.
Many moons.
Like,
It's a different sort of thing. Selective.
You get the mindsets of a lot of different people.
It's like the Oscars in a way, where it's like it's a voting. Yeah. There's a voting body.
You just reminded me. We're absolutely doing an Oscars review on
Gotta, folks.
Gotta. I think that's just part of our identity now.
And by gotta, I mean Gotti. That's right. John Travolta's back and he's winning the Oscars. But yeah, we'll be doing all that next week. So stay tuned for that. My match of the week, can you believe it, folks? Stardom Dream Queendom. I watched a little bit more. Suri versus Natsupoi. I thought it was great. It was a four-star match. Can you believe it? I'll get to the main event. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I said this before in the show.
There's a lot to watch, man. There's a lot to watch.
I've said this before in the show. When I'm sick, I have a really tough time watching stuff. Movies, TV, video games, like wrestling.
It's like reverse sickness, by the way.
Yeah, it's like
so many other people the opposite. Like,
I'm so sick that I can't do anything. That's what happens when I get sick, and it sucks.
People listened to the episode last week, brother. I think they figured that out halfway through when you were like,
I'm dying. I'm doing my best.
They watched the video and you're like,
I'm constantly sneezing. Doing my best, folks. So I appreciate you, everybody, for sticking it out. Follow us on social media if you dare. Subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts. Leave a rate, review, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you can see the video versions of Ring Post Radio live. So listen to all the other podcasts on the network. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I believe. Next week again, year in review, Baggy Awards. And until then, folks, have a good night. And I guess I want to say enjoy your Taco Bell, but I haven't really been saying it, and also doesn't quite work. I feel like
about this time of night on Tuesday.
No one's
You're not gonna feel very good
at this time of night.
I can wrap us up.
Yeah, sure.
Io Sky's a lucky gal. See you guys.
See you, everybody. Bye.